Yes, good people. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another Blue Morning show, specifically another transfer watch. Today we'll talk about Romelu Lukaku, Dusan Vlahovic, Muani, Moises Caicedo, and other names that will pop up. On other news, we will also address other news that will, you can say, emerge as the show progresses. But more importantly, welcome, thank you. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome back to the show. I hope you're all doing well. Just quickly, let me turn off the background music. I don't know how I turned it on by mistake. This one here. Yep, there it goes. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join. I hope you're all eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall living the blue life. As for me, that's all I do. Let me see Constantine Dante. Always nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. You're the first today. That doesn't happen all the time. To my bro, big up DJ. I hope you're doing well, DJ. Since we don't have too many stuff in the chat to catch up with already, I think I'd be better off sharing the link with the panelists so whoever has the time can come join me as soon as possible. The DJ says, big up, Costa. Just hello to everyone there. Okay, to the beat, I know you love it. And I haven't actually, I promised you I was going to find out the name and shade with you, but I haven't done that. You're here for us. Yeah. I'm shocked too. Big up to you, Chelsea Michiboy. I hope you're doing well. Chelsea Michiboy, I hope you're getting the subscribers for your channel. I hope it continues to grow. Please, whenever you get a chance, do share the link to your channel there so that I can talk about it. And people can go check out your channel and subscribe to your channel. Big up to you too, Michiboy. And let's see, I got more. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're doing well. He says, good morning, Kachila. Good morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. Totally okay, he's doing well. Yes, let's see. So we don't have too many stuff in the chat today, so we're gonna go straight to catching up with the items we have lined up. Not too many, but usually you know how it is. Chelsea ain't that busy. If they are, maybe we don't know. The only player we know that we're going after is Moises Caicedo and Muani, according to rumors, and nothing too much. But the truth is, we will talk a lot about the little that we have to talk about, if that makes sense. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let me see anything else in the chat before I move on. I usually like to stay there for a while, say hello to the people there. Chelsea will not pay 100 million for Caicedo. They are talking to Madrid now. For who? Talking to Madrid now for who? I want to understand. The Undertaker CFC, more importantly, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And if you're watching, if you haven't, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And for those of you that are watching, but for one reason or the other are not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. You watching alone does provide great value to the community. But we want you to do us one more favor, one tiny bitty favor. Please do take a second to drop a like the stream, and also do share the stream on whatever social media platform where you have presence so that other people can come join us. Thank you. Can you elaborate on the Undertaker CFC? What are we talking to Madrid about? I think we're still pushing for Moises Caicedo, and I think we'll get that deal over the line. From what I've learned so far, the disparity between what Brighton want and what we are willing to pay isn't too much. I think I learned it's about something about 10 to 20 million pounds, which I think rather than miss out on the player, I think would sign him. I don't. If we're talking to Real Madrid, I'm thinking you're trying to say we're trying to sign Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni, I think, will be an even bigger risk because he hasn't played in the Premier League and hasn't played that much since he joined the Real Madrid. It's going nice, Coach. Thank you for your support. No more. Thank you for your support too. I appreciate you. And let's see. I would love if we moved on and got Chomeni. If you listen to me honestly, I have to be honest. I like Chomeni. I like him so much. I wanted us to sign him. For some reason, we didn't sign him. And the truth remains that Chomeni it will be would be a risk, an even bigger risk than Moises Caicedo will be. The amount we're going to pay for him will be an added pressure. Plus, he hasn't played in the Premier League, but with Caicedo, he's played in the Premier League and he's done well in the Premier League. So that you can say that reduces the amount of risk we're taking by paying that much money for him, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What's your prediction on 25 main Chelsea squad? Who will all be there? Right now, I can't do that. But I'll highlight this. If at the end of the show we still have time, I'll do that for you. It's not that simple. Maybe I think that will take a whole show, actually, if you understand. We need to be prepared to walk away. I think we are. I don't think a club as big as Chelsea, if you prefer an entity as big as Chelsea, will be just solely focused on signing Moises Caicedo and not prepared or doesn't have option B, C, D, and E. No, they do probably are prepared to move to the next option if Brighton proves to be not if they're not budging or you can say with regards to their asking price. I told you we should have just bought Brighton for 300 million. I think Brighton right now, if we're being honest, will be what more than that. But I get the joke there. I think we'll get him over the line, and it won't now be close to 100 million. Just remember, I told you that. I want Caicedo, though. I want him. He's a lesser risk of the two players. Him, Chomeni. Chomeni is good, but he's not been tested in the Premier League, and he hasn't played that much since he joined Madrid. And plus, we'll be paying premium for him, if that makes sense. But that's, by the way, I have my bro DJ. So is in the house. Big up to you, DJ. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join the show this morning, afternoon for you, I know. But DJ, big up to you. The question is, are you seeing the little debate in the chat? Some are saying we should walk away, go get Chomeni. For me, I don't think we'll walk away. I think we'll get him for a lesser price. And we're hearing conflicting reports. Some are saying we've agreed the fee, that the payment structure is where the problem lies. But beyond that, I want to ask you,
yes,
between Caicedo and Aurelian Chomeni, which of them do you prefer? Which of them do you think will be a lesser risk? Because both will be premium. If we try to sign Chomeni, we'll pay something close to 100 million pounds to send with Caicedo. But which of them do you think will be a lesser risk, and which of them do you prefer overall?
Obviously, first of all, Kuchila, thanks for having me on. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Big up to every single big up to everybody in the chat as well. Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think Chomeni would be a risk. I'm not gonna lie. I think I get the fact that he's not played in the Premiership, but I don't think it'll take him that long to adapt to the Premiership either. I think in terms of the price tag wise, I think I think they're more or less going to be the same. I know there's a lot of talk of Caicedo 100 million, and then they're saying some people are saying that Real Madrid would sell Chouameni for 80 million to get a deal done for Chouameni if he was to be available. But at the two players, obviously mine would obviously. I mean, I like both players, but then I'm looking at the factors of who's had the Premiership experience. Yes, it's Caicedo. I think him and Enzo speak the same language. I think they've got a manager who's also Argentinian who speaks the language as well, so they'll have a more better understanding in that midfield, especially if they're going to play the number 6 roles they're both going to do, which we know they're going to do, because each of them will obviously manage to talk to each other what one needs to do. So I think I think for me for me it's got to be Caicedo. I don't think this deal's people are saying Chelsea will walk away from it. I don't think they will. From what I'm hearing in the last couple of days, from what I've heard and what I heard yesterday is that Chelsea and the player is pushing. He's actually now pushing himself for the move to Chelsea. He likes the project, apparently, of what Pochettino wants to do at Chelsea, and he wants to be part of that project. And I know there's a lot of talk that Brighton are going to be flying out to the USA for their tour on Sunday. Chelsea obviously want to try and get this deal done because I don't know if anybody knows this, but on the 23rd, I do believe the 23rd of July in that tour, Chelsea are playing Brighton in that tour. So it's going to be a very interesting one to see if he's going to be a Chelsea player or if he's going to be a Brighton player. I still think this deal will be wrapped up. I think Chelsea will get it done, but I think it's just a matter of how they're going to do it. As I said, I think we're hearing on 3 stories. It's 90 to 100 million. Now, whether Chelsea will go down that road of paying that kind of money, I don't think they will. I think it will still be done in the price that Chelsea have said, but it will just be done in 3 installments, as Chelsea have said. But they obviously want the big amount up front, and I think Chelsea will pay that big amount up front. Finally, they'll give into something, I think, on that, and I think he'll become a Chelsea player. I don't think Chelsea will chase a player. We just got to look at the Fernando situation, Caicedo. They chased this player. Everyone thought they gave up on him. Come January, he became a Chelsea player. So I say the same thing about Caicedo. I think, you know, they're chasing him for a long, long time, and I think he'll end up being a Chelsea player in the end. It's just a matter of just waiting. And I know it's the toughest thing for all Chelsea fans at the moment, including myself, to have this situation sorted out as soon as possible. But we know these things take time because it's such a big amount of money for such a good player.
Yeah, again, it's a big player. Negotiations are involved also. You can say at this point he is Brighton's biggest asset. They would want to get a sizable fee from his sale, and I still don't think we'll pay up to 100 million for Moises Caicedo. And
no.
There are a myriad of reasons. When you look at them, you'd say, yeah, I think this player is ours already. He wants to come to us. He's already agreed personal terms. He's pushing for the move, and right now we're the only club interested in signing him. From what we've heard, if there's any other club interested in signing him, I do not know at this point. Super 3, a big up to you. Diallo Mamudu, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Jaka says, I don't think Chelsea will walk away. Bali already lost to Ate. And again, for Tremaine, we will have to pay 100 million. Yeah, you could say that. And there's a chance of, I thought before that Real Madrid will be looking to move on one of the midfielders because they're parked in that area. And then somebody in the chat reminded us they have 2 aging players, or about 3 of them are at least 2 aging players in that midfield area, which means there'll be space for all the players that I'm thinking they were going to move on one of them. I would be fuming if a Chelsea pay more than 85 million pounds for Caicedo. It may well end up, we may well end up paying that much money. But let's see what the club does. Be right back. Constantine Dante, go get your tea and come back. Pudim says, what happened to Gabriel Vega's deal? Also, is Enzo and Caicedo enough for a season? We need their backup too. We don't use the term backup, and I'm going to explain why. The term backup is commonly used, but I'm trying to educate the Chelsea fans that you should rather be using the term finding a competition for a particular player, because when you say backup, which means you are admitting that player you're leveling a backup isn't as good as a starting player, and whenever the starting player gets injured, the standard of the team drops. So that's why we're starting to educate ourselves to use the term competition rather than backup. So whenever the starting player gets injured, whoever comes in will be able to fulfill that role as good as the starting player, or even better, if that makes sense. But with regards to this question, I think we need we will need to sign. Let's say it all depends whether Caicedo and Andreas Santos stays. That will be you could say the determining factor with regards to how many more midfielders we sign. But the truth remains, we need more midfielders to be added to the first team. Let me just use that language, and that's because we've lost N'Golo Kante, Mateo Kovacic, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and we'll have Enzo Fernandez, and then we'll be signing Moises Caicedo. I think that's what I believe will happen. So we need at least 2 more midfielders. But that's just my opinion. DJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I think 100% we need 2 midfielders. But then I look at the situation and I say, obviously Caicedo will be the number 1 first to bring through the door. And then you're looking at the second midfielders that we're linked with. We're linked with 3 of them. Obviously, Cherki's one of them, Vega's the other, and the other one being Lavia from Southampton. I think the only question I'll ask, I have all of them. I think all three players are good. I actually think Vega's actually going to end up at PSG. The way that's all going, looks like the deal's going to be wrapped up at PSG. I think so. I don't know whether Vega will even come in contention as one of the players. Then you're left with either Cherki or Lavia. Now, when I look at those two players, Cherki, I wouldn't mind him coming in. Okay, kid in training, he looks the business in training. People can say, "Oh, well, he's not used to the Premiership. What you see in trainings, whatever." But no, he looks. But I mean, let's be honest here. Pochettino has taken them through their. If you look at the training that they've been showing, he has been taking them through their paces. And I'm not going to lie to you, Santos looks something special in training from the pictures they've shown. I want to see how this kid's going to play, because it's all well being saying bringing these players in, all right. But then I also want to see what we've got at the club currently. And you know, you don't go and sign a player of Santos quality, okay, even though he's a youngster, and then you go and get his work permit sorted out if you're just going to get him out the door again. So for me, it looks like
that doesn't make any sort of sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. So you work hard in getting his permit. What, you know, then give the guy at least, and let the guy at least improve to himself. At least give him the opportunity, give him a starting, give him a chance to be in the squad for next season. I won't just let him be loaned out. And I know Porto are very much interested in him, and so are Barcelona. They're the two clubs that want him, but Barcelona want to take him on loan with an obligation to buy. But Chelsea have obviously said no to that, whereas Porto are also looking at the same option. But I really hope that Chelsea don't let him go out on loan. I just want to see. I just think he's going to be. I think he's something special about this kid, and I think he can do really well for us next season. But obviously, we'll have to see him pre-season.
And that particular report from Fabrizio Romano, which says something to the effect of that we'll still sign midfielders, but it all depends on how the pre-season goes. That to me pointed to the fact that the club were willing to give the youngsters a chance to take a look at them during the preseason, and then decide how many more midfielders we need. And that is even if we need more, I don't know. But let's see what they do. But thank you, DJ, for that response there. Chelsea needs to get Cherki. We want to win the league. Abdullahi Jaffa, nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. And if it's your first time here, welcome to the Chelsea Perspective community. Please feel at home, enjoy yourself, just be civil. Thank you so much for saying that. DJ, how serious are we about signing Ryan Cherki? It's sounding serious. It's sounding like we're moving for him. I want him because he, you can say he brings a different dynamics to our team. We don't have any player of sort. I know Nkunku is a good dribbler. He can be explosive, but Cherki is just different. But you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hearing comparisons. I'm seeing comparisons to Messi and Hazard with this kid. Obviously, he plays in the midfield role, I know. But people seem to make these comparisons. But I do believe he can also play, if need be, wide as well. Now, I don't know if that's why the comparisons are coming in on Messi and Hazard. I mean, they're quite big comparisons. They're massive comparisons to those two players, right? Especially,
I think they differ in so many ways.
Yeah, they do. I know they're different positions, but listen, I've seen what I've seen of this kid. He does look a special talent, and if we can get him over the line, then fantastic. That just adds another midfield to our ranks again. But then again, I keep saying, if we do end up bringing this guy in, then definitely one of Caicedo or Santos are going to have to go out on loan. Or do we end up selling Conor Gallagher? Again, because I think we still got that guy in the midfield now. Whether we know one of those three are going to go. And I think at this moment in time, I think you'll probably see out of all three of them, I think one will be sold and one will be actually loaned out. And I think that one who's going to probably end up being sold will probably end up being Conor Gallagher. I think he'll be sold in the end, before the end of this window shut. I think he'll be gone.
I still don't think Gallagher leaves. I still think
I don't know, Pochettino. I think I know what you're saying.
That's my thinking. But you go ahead.
I've got this feeling though. I mean, listen. The reason why I love Gallagher to stay, I'll tell you why I want Gallagher to stay, right? Because this kid he's actually come out and said, look, he doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to prove himself under the manager. When you got a player coming out and saying that, you're more for these players. Even as much as these Chelsea fans fan base may not like Conor Gallagher and think this guy doesn't give us what we want. He's just one-dimensional, as they like to call him. All he's full of energy. Listen, you got a kid there who actually wants to play for your football club. He's come through the ranks. He wants to play for you, not like another player I won't mention on here, okay, because of what happened and how he left. All right, but you got a kid who actually wants to play for us.
It's becoming an abomination to mention his name.
Yeah, I don't want to even say because he was one of my favourites as well. Kitchen. I was to this day I still got that he's actually gone to United, but still I will say that conversation for another day. But yeah, but in terms of in terms of him, I like him to stay and be part of the squad. And I just think though, if a good offer comes in for him, Kachilla, I don't think Chelsea will hold back on not letting him go. I really don't. I think if someone comes in with a 50 million offer, I think the people at the back, I think the Chelsea hierarchy will think about it. They really
Here's
would be
where
willing
that
to
creates a
consider.
problem.
Yeah.
Of the youngsters, because now if you let him go, which means you'd have to find another player to make up the homegrown quota, which
Sure.
means you'll be using a less experienced player.
Sure.
Maybe if that's not now that important for that club, that's up to them. But one thing is sure that there's a good player in him. He's still very young, and a manager like Mauricio Pochettino will mold him into something special.
I agree.
And that's why you could argue the kid himself has said he wants to stay and work on that Mauricio Pochettino. But let's see what the club does. It's up to the manager to decide. I don't know if were you still talking? Sorry if I cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off. I was just saying, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. I've my points.
Abdullahi, thank you for that. Let's see if we get Cherki. What's your thoughts on Edson Alvarez? I think rumors are that he was on the verge of joining Dortmund. It turned out I don't know if the deal fell through or maybe something happened. And I don't like the fact that when he was being interviewed, he was asked whether he regrets not joining Chelsea, and his response was that he doesn't regret anything. Look at where they are now. He doesn't have to say that. I don't think it makes sense to sign him because the fans will bring that up someday. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. Big up to you too, Murethi or Murethi, but Desmond. Let me just call you Desmond. What's wrong with the transfer window? Things are. I think we're cooking. Maybe behind the scenes, we don't have to make too much noise before we're pushing to sign players. I think we're moving in silence. Maybe that's the better language to use. But be rest assured, I think Fabrizio himself has said something similar that we're very busy. But the frustration for the fans is that we're not too sure who the players at the club are looking at. My goalkeeper's choice right now, I said this. My first choice would be Diogo Costa, and DJ has assured me he's good with his feet, so I trust him. Matthew Haruna, nice to see you, brother. Dawana Haruna sounds like an awesome name, and if that's the case, please do let me know. And if you don't mind, if you're watching, please do take a second, let us know where you've joined us from. I would really appreciate that. But Matthew, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. And Desmond Morata says a big up, guys. Why is this a transfer Chelsea window? You can say you're not hearing too much. Relax, everything is all right. And I think I've talked about that. Jakar says we should never loan anybody to Barca. They will be brainwashed, and these kids will never come back. I think I agree. I agree with that one. You know why I'm saying I agree, DC? How again? You can say how were they able to convince the likes of Andreas Christensen not to join them, but to have a 400 million euros buyout clause on their contracts? Same thing with the Ivorian Ivory Coast International? What's his name?
Kessie.
Frank Casey. All of them, even the one that joined them was Gundogan from Man City.
Yeah, Gundogan. Yeah,
has the same sort of the same buyout clause. It's crazy. And even though they don't have money, some of these players were taking pay cuts to go join them. Think about the former Bayern Munich attacker. What's his name again? Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And Koulibaly wanted to join them too until we came calling. We went for him. But that's by the way. Let's move on. What about Dybala? He said openly that he's happy at Roma, but players won't come out to say, yeah, I'm moving to Chelsea. So bear that at the back of your mind. I've never seen any player who's so contracted to one club. They hardly do that. It hardly happens. If you do that, you get into trouble with your current club. You don't say, I think I'm joining Chelsea.
Yeah, of course, that's correct.
Yeah, no player would do that. So bear that. Whereas he said openly that he's happy at Roma. No, he's not moving and all that. No, that doesn't mean, if we put in, go pay the buyer plus, he's not coming. So that's just him being a professional. When you're contracted to one organization, one club, you don't say, yeah, I'm joining the other club when you're still under contract. It does. You get into trouble for that. Cherki is no Messi or Hazard, but he's good. Cherki is Cherki and good enough. It's as simple as that. Let's see what we have here. I think Gallagher should stay for a squad depth. Even beyond that, I think if he stays, he's a typical Pochettino's type of player. Plus, he's still very young. I get it. He's still very young, very raw, so to speak, and we've not used him very well. Actually, we've misused him because we just place him in places where we want him to do running for us, and he hasn't. We hasn't. You can say the managers he've played on that at Chelsea haven't really coached him properly. I think Mauricio Pochettino, if he stays, will turn him into something special. Right now, is he the best player at Chelsea? No, he's not. Is he the worst? No. But there's a good player in him, and he's still very young. Good morning to you too, Aaron Judge. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. Poch might be impressed when Gallagher destroys the GA contest and may find him useful. Impact sub maybe, even more than that. Honestly, that's a good player in him.
I agree.
Yeah, there's a good player in him, but I get he's too raw, and the managers are the reasons why some Chelsea, some Chelsea fans are just seeing him as just a road runner. On that, all he does is run. That's because that's what they instructed him to do on the pitch: run, disrupt opposition play, and defend, and all that. But there's more to his game, and it's still it's not too late to correct that. Like I said, that narrative or notion that all he does is run on the pitch, because he can do more than that. I hope if he stays, I think he'd do more than just run on be an impact for Mauricio Pochettino. If Sofian Amrabat would cost around 15 million, we should sign him as soon as possible. I think he won't be a bad DM for us to sign. But let's see what the club does. Please talk about England under 21 goalkeeper James Trafford as future goalkeeper. Does he play for Chelsea? I don't know him really. Kayode Bawoni. I hope you're doing well, Kayode. Does he play for Chelsea? DJ, do you know him?
I've not come across him. I'm obviously it's the first time I'm hearing. He's the under 21. I think it's because he had a good. Is it because he had a good tournament for the under 21s for England? I don't know. That's why they're talking of him. If it's the same goalkeeper, he did. I have to say he did look good. Whatever I saw of the England under 21 games.
I think I'd rather we look at an experienced goalkeeper.
Exactly. I'd say the same thing. I mean, I don't know much about this kid either, to be honest with you. But from what yeah, I mean, if they think he's, but as you said though, mate, we need someone who's going to be experienced to what we have already in the squad at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know him that much. So let's move on. Morning to you too, Santiago Muno. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining. Why is transfer? Yeah, we've talked about that. I've responded to that. Be calm. We're walking behind the club. Is walking behind the scenes, and be rest assured, by the time the transfer window shut, we'll have a good transfer. Rido, always nice to see you. Hi, coach. I saw some news about Inter only willing to pay Lukaku around 30 to 35 million for Lukaku. It's up to us, and I like what my club is doing right now. I'm happy. We're not letting them bend us over again or milk us even further. Let's see what happens. I think they'll end up paying something. When we look at it, we'll say, yeah, that's good enough. Gallagher is good and a utility player. Chelsea better keep him. It's up to the manager. Hopefully, it doesn't turn out for him as DJ is predicting it will turn out. The club may well end up selling him, and you can say make up of the homegrown quota with another player. But I'd rather we'll make up the homegrown quota with an experienced player like him rather than go get another kid from the academy that will end up just be sitting on the bench every now and then. Keylor Navas or David De Gea. I think they will work. Diogo Costa is too expensive. I don't think he is. Here's the thing. Diogo Costa is probably not earning half as much as half the salary of those two goalkeepers you've mentioned. So yeah, you will sign David De Gea. Is he a free agent? Let me ask this quickly. Is David De Gea a free agent?
Yes, he is now. On. I don't know if you saw. I think on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. His contract ended. Man United cancelled his contract. He's no longer a United player anymore. So he's
Okay, so
free
if you
now.
sign him, then his salary will be an issue because
Yeah.
he's on a humongous salary he was on a humongous salary at Manchester United, and Kilo Navas also his salary will be an issue. I think we would have gone for him by now. He would have become a Chelsea player by now had it not been for how much he's earning already. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense. He's a Man City keeper academy. Yeah, good luck getting him then. Let's see. But thank you for saying that, Lucas Levi. I hope you're doing well. This Chelsea transfer looks somehow. That's because you're not hearing so much of what the players we're looking at, and the club's priority right now is to get the Moses Caicedo over the line before they start thinking about other interests. I'm so happy if we could do trade with Juventus of Vlahovic, money plus Lukaku. It's a possibility, but let's see. Lukaku doesn't want to go to Juventus, so that makes it difficult. We could have, for instance, when well, you could say the player's preferred destination. It's a huge factor. For instance, Christian Pulisic could have gone to Lyon and we would have gotten more money from them. But he chose to go to AC Milan and even take a pay cut. So, yeah, that's a huge factor. Lukaku doesn't want to go to Juventus. He wants to go to Inter Milan for reasons I do not know. Do you guys completely trust Vlahovic? I trust him. I think if you take your time to study how he plays, he can be physical. He's good on the ball. He's a good finisher, and it's not too selfish. Sometimes our strikers can be too selfish to my liking, and if that's the case, your team can suffer because it will always be about that a striker. Even when they're not better positioned, in a better position to finish, they still try to do that and not opt for or again to pass the ball to their teammate that's better positioned. So that's an issue for me. Let's see what else we have here. Suleiman says just 1 month to the league to start, and we are just we're just being on only Caicedo while we still need a more midfielder. I'm not sure we're only on Caicedo. Yeah, but that's by the way. Let's move on from that and start addressing the items we have lined up. Let's see one more thing here. Someone like Cherki and Vega, we need them a lot, but let's see what the club does. Let's start addressing the items we have lined up. And please, if you're having a conversation with somebody in the chat, that's fine. But once we start addressing the items we have lined up, if you're saying something that's not aligned, I will skip your comment on. That's not me ignoring you because it can be exhausting to be switching between topics like that, if that makes sense. One more here before we move on. What if we don't qualify for UEFA Champions League next season? Will you be happy with qualifying with Europa League? That's just my opinion. Here's the thing. I don't want anything other than the Champions League football. But let's see what happens. But I would take it because, yeah, it's a revenue. It brings some money for the club. But let's see what happens. I think we'll do well. How well, I do not know, unfortunately. With this item here, DJ, Chelsea are in the process of studying how much it will take to sign Dusan Vlahovic. I think it was you that shared this with me. Gazeta, is it Gazeta _IT? Do you trust them? I don't know that source quite well. DJ, are you there? All right, it looks like a DJ has taken a break off his desk. So Dusan Vlahovic is one player I want to see at Chelsea. I like him. Of all the options we're looking at, Osimhen most likely will be the most difficult to sign. I think De Laurentiis, that's a Napoli president, will be asking something north of 100. You can say at least north of 19 million, which means it will be up to 100 million. And I don't think we'll be able to sign Osimhen now. Vlahovic, I get it, will be premium too, but probably a lot cheaper than Victor Osimhen. So I'd rather we get Vlahovic over Muani and over other striker options that rumors are that we're looking at. He's more physical, in my opinion, from what I've seen, than Muani. Muani also, you could argue, doesn't differ that much from all the players we have at the club already. the likes of Nicholas Jackson, what's his name, Christopher Nkunku. So yeah, I don't think it will make sense to sign Kolo Muani as a striker right now. Maybe if we plan on deploying him on you could say in a different position, Vlahovic would be the guy. You could use him as a target man, but he's capable of dropping deep, participating in the play, and it's more than just, it's not just stereotypical striker, but he makes a difference because he can be physical, good dribbler, he's quick, good on the ball, and a fine finisher, if that makes sense. YSL, who we bought players at high prices, Lukaku, Kukurea, etc. Then Manchester United are becoming to us. Here's the thing: sometimes some of those players we've sold already. Some of them had about a year left on their contract. In the case of Kai Havertz, he had about 2 years before he left us. And rumors are that the club wanted him to sign a new contract and stay. They wanted him to stay, but because he refused to sign, we're better off selling him now. If we don't sell him now, when he had just about a year left on his contract, we will not get that much money from selling him, if that makes sense. But DJ, let's talk about
yes, sir. Yeah.
You walked away from your desk. Sorry about that. So the question I was asking, do you trust Gazeta _IT is saying Chelsea are in the process of studying how much it would take to sign Dusan Vlahovic from Juventus, and some outlets are saying that Mauricio Pochettino really wants him at Chelsea. And we've seen some of the report also to say something similar to that we're using intermediaries, that we've already started talking with this camp. I don't know what to believe, but what do you make of this Chelsea's pursuit of Dusan Vlahovic? And do you trust Gazeta _IT? That's the name?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's correct. Yeah, first of all, sorry if you asked me. I had a phone call that came to me, Kuchela. Sorry if you asked me a question, I didn't respond to you.
Priority, brother. No worries. Go ahead.
No, listen. On the Vlahovic situation, I've said this already. Gazeta, as you know, they're an outlet in Italy. I know a lot of people go to Fabrizio Romano as the number one guru when it comes to transfers. I'll be honest with you, not everything Fabrizio Romano says is correct either. And you know what I will say on that, even though he's saying there's been no contact with Chelsea and the player, I for one don't believe that, because a lot of the Italian outlet newspapers are actually saying there has been contact with Chelsea. Obviously trying to structure a way of trying to get this deal done for Vlahovic. This is why I keep saying that even though these number one journalists like your Matt Laws and whatever say what they say, I always also look at the other sources of where these stories are coming from. Now, sometimes stories from places such as Italy and Spain and things like that, like the Gazzetta and other places like in Spain, might have their own one saying, oh, player can sometimes, or sometimes most of the time, it's always wrong, but they not always are wrong. And it's not just the Gazzetta that's reported. I do believe the other Italian outlet newspapers also reported it, and a few tier one journalists. I think I forget his name. He's another journalist in Italy that's also been saying about this deal, and he's quite well known in Italy as well. So I for one think there is some legs in this story. I think there are talks of a striker to come in. Obviously, we're looking at options at the moment. And I do believe that this will continue to happen, and this will go right down to the end of the transfer window. I've said this already with Vlahovic. I think Chelsea will deal with the other priorities first. But even though we were talking about, can Chelsea get other deals done? What Chelsea do behind the scenes. I'll tell you what Chelsea or a lot of these clubs do behind the scenes is, when obviously the transfer window begins, all clubs look at the targets they're going to go for. And if they know the players are available, they'll go and talk to these clubs, and they can go and talk to other clubs about other players as well. But those conversations will be held by the club or by the other club that's selling. So but they obviously go for more than one target. So Chelsea are more the same. That one, obviously you've got people are looking at the Caicedo deal. You've got others now looking at the Vlahovic deal, and you've got probably someone else looking at the Cherki deal. And there's someone looking at a goalkeeper deal. So everyone is looking, out there. And in the end, what will happen is once we get our main target, we'll then look at the other ones that we've been talking to. So I don't think Chelsea are quite behind the scenes. I think there is work going on behind the scenes to get a deal done for these players. And I just think their priority obviously at the moment is Caicedo. But I do believe a deal for Vlahovic, and I've said this already, and I've said it from the very beginning since the transfer window's open. And I've only been saying this because we've been linked with this guy since January. That talks have been going on about this guy. I don't hold out of him becoming a Chelsea player before the end of this transfer window shuts.
I like him, really. I get some people are arguing. I think my friend Helgi, also the guy that hosts the evening show.
Yeah, he's got his doubts about him.
Is arguing that he doesn't look like he would do well at Chelsea. I think otherwise. I've taken my time to look at him again, and I think I did a scouting video with Mikhail. That was about 2-3 years ago when he was at, I think, 21. I think this guy would be perfect fit for us. He has everything that you could say that will make it easier for Mauricio Pochettino to mold him into a Kane. He's that sort of player. But let's see. Hopefully, we'll get him. But the truth remains, I'm concerned because all the clubs interested.
Yeah, just to say one thing.
Lots of clubs. Go ahead.
No, sorry, no, you carry on. I was just going to say, just the other thing I was just going to say, sorry to interrupt you there, Caicedo. I was just going to say about the whole Vlahovic thing, right, is people seem to think, and I've heard some fans saying, oh, we don't really need to really look into a striker. Maybe come next season we go back into it again. But by that time, I know the strikers everybody wants, because we're more or less saying the things. We want a striker like an Mbappe, or we want a striker like a Osimhen, and players like. But these players got big money on their hands, right? There's no way Chelsea can afford these players. I mean, they probably can afford them, but their wages are going to be absolutely extraordinary. And I think,
big issue.
Big issue there, and I think
and you can argue that was why we did not keep. That was one of the biggest reasons why we did not keep João Felix. And I argued that even before the season ended, that as good as he is, as good as we know he can be, I think we'll have a problem giving him, because Atletico would not want to loan him out again. They would want to sell him. Plus, his salary will be an issue. And right now, Atletico, they're refusing to loan him out. If you're not going to pay and take him, forget it. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people in the comments are also saying Vlahovic ain't it. He's not this. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here, people. Right? 2 seasons ago, we were talking about him and Haaland be the most 2 deadliest strikers in all of Europe. All the clubs wanted these guys. It just happened that Haaland's move to Manchester City finally happened, and the guys obviously he's gone up another gear. Right? Vlahovic went to Juventus, and it clearly hasn't worked out there. I think he's personally been wasted at Juventus, because I think that was the wrong move for him. Now, you know, what will happen is okay, we, for example, leave the Vlahovic deal out, and then he ends up going to like Arsenal, and then he starts balling out at Arsenal, he balls out somewhere else. Then the Chelsea fans can go, why did we not go and sign Vlahovic? Well, when we got an opportunity to sign the guy, fans don't want him. And I get everyone's got their choices. Listen, my first choice is Osimhen. I've said this from day one. I've always wanted this guy from the beginning, but I know
we probably cannot afford him.
He's worth 120 million, mate. There's no way Chelsea are going to put that money down for him. He'll be my first choice. And the other one, my second choice, is Ramos from Benfica. And I also like another guy.
Here's why I don't count Ramos. He doesn't differ that much from Axel and Kunku and Jackson. They're both similar. They're both strikers who you can actually play on the flanks and they still do well. Again, that's my opinion. But you go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, I mean they're my 2 choices. I mean the other choice of mine is, and it will never happen. And Bobby's mentioned him many times, and big up to Bobby. Is the Manchester City striker Alvarez? Again, that's not going to happen. City are not going to sell him to us.
They're not going to sell him. I think Pep will find a way to keep him happy and accommodate him, because he's good. Well, go ahead.
But Vlahovic, I've always said something about this kid, because even when he was at Fiorentina, I said I hoped at one point when there was talk, a lot of these clubs looking at him, and when Chelsea were in the Champions League last year, and there was talks of clubs looking at him, obviously he then opted to go to Juventus, right? We missed out on him, and I thought that was obviously I think Vlahovic himself wanted to come to the Premiership, because there was all talks of him going to Arsenal, but that deal never, for some whatever reason, never happened, because I think the minute Juventus put the money down. And I think they were in the Champions League, he opted to go there. This time round, though, I think it's because his move to Juventus hasn't worked out. And even though Chelsea are not in the Champions League, Vlahovic is probably the kind of player that's probably doesn't even care if Chelsea are not in the Champions League at the moment. He'll want to come to Chelsea because he wants out of Juventus. And I do believe he does like, he obviously likes England. He wants to play in England. And I think Chelsea will be a good choice for him under Pochettino. And Pochettino will just make him a better player. That's all I'm going to say on him, because I think I know a lot of people got their says on him. I get all that. And people are also saying Lautaro Martinez is another one Chelsea should be looking into. But again, Lautaro Martinez, you've Inter Milan, look how hardball they're playing with Lukaku at the moment. Why would Chelsea even go to even put offers down for this guy? They're not going to sell him to us. Yeah, that's 100%. They won't sell to us. So I think a player of this guy's caliber, Vlahovic's caliber, I think we can get him in. I think I don't think he'll do bad next season. I just put him alongside of Brozier, make them now probably our number one and number 2 strikers next season, and let Brozier just learn off him, or they learn off each other. He's only still 23 years old as well, so he's still a player who's got the experience, and he's experienced.
All right, let's get what we have in the chart. And Jonas Secker says, Joao Felix, he was good to be released. I think it was prematurely. It wasn't. I think we just couldn't afford it. His salary and how much we pay for him if we want to keep him permanently. And it's a position you could say we already signed in Kunku. So that made it even more tricky. Plus, we're looking for a target man. So, yeah, I knew before time that he wasn't going to stay. Good morning to you too, Chelsea, my life. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding time to join. Vlahovic is me, like Nunes. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion. And I understand. For me, I think he'd do well if he joins us. And Vlahovic and it, Chief. That's Chimera. Chimera, always nice to see you. Chimera, if you don't mind, please, can you elaborate a bit? I really appreciate that. But more importantly, I hope you're doing well. Go get a Simon. And Chelsea, my life, can you type whatever you want to type as a paragraph, then put it in there so that we're not going one by one. Yeah, it doesn't help. Victor is the guy, but good luck getting to see him. The price is the issue. Salam Suleiman, well done, coach. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Salam. And thank you for saying that. Vlahovic is not even a starter for Serbia. It's Mitrovic. That's another name. If we can add him to our squad, I wouldn't mind. He can be aggressive. He's a fine finisher, and he wants to play for Chelsea. I think he was at the beach during one of our games, and after that, he was interviewed, and he said yes, he'd like to play for Chelsea Football Club.
Mitrovic,
Mitrovic, and I like him. Let's see what happens. Napoli basically say the same and for sale with the price tag they put on him, and I think they have an offer for a new contract on the table for him. I think he'd sign it. He'd end up signing. They have Champions League football and probably will give him an improved salary. Or maybe I'm hearing actually Real Madrid are interested in signing him, not just PSG. And it's interesting now that what's his name? That Mbappe will most definitely leave PSG. Some are saying that their preference would be to go for Marcus Rashford. But let's see what they do. I think with Dybala, Chelsea could perfect this striking. But let's see what happens when Jala. We're not too sure what's going to happen with Dybala. And the blue.
Big up
to you too, brother. Much love. I miss seeing you in the chat. I know bills don't pay themselves, and we're all busy. But more importantly, thank you for finding the time to join this morning. Hopefully, you have time to stay for a while. I need to fight with you. We haven't fought for a while. Let's see what else we have here. Andrew Phillips says, please, did Caicedo sign a new contract in January at Brighton? Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. He signed a new contract, but what I'm not too sure whether what they did was to extend the length of the contract or maybe just give him an improved offer, because sometimes it would just be an improved offer. Sometimes it can be both. I'm not too sure, but we're told that they have a gentleman's agreement, but the gentleman's agreement, it's nothing, because it's no different from telling somebody, I'll be there as soon as possible. As soon as possible could be in the next 10 minutes, next 20 minutes, next hour, next days. So I don't know. And he doesn't have, I think his agent, like Rodrigo said on Twitter, effed him over. No buyout clause. And if you're asking why did Liverpool get his fellow the Argentine international Enzo's fellow Argentine, get him for cheap? He had a buyout clause on his own contract, but Moises Caicedo doesn't. So you have to negotiate a price. So that's made it difficult for us. Let's see. I think he's very sluggish. He's like Havertz, very easy to steal ball from. Vlahovic, no, I disagree. I disagree. He's more physical than Havertz, and he's not that slow, really. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Maybe I need to look at him again. Constantine Dante, you're back again, brother. I am not a fan either of Vlahovic. He made the big move to Juve and couldn't handle the pressure of a big club. That's just how you see it. I think he's been quite unlucky with injuries. Plus, Allegri's approach. That's just my opinion. Disclaimer right there. You may well be right, but let's see. But he's still 23. It's not like he's 25, 26, and then you'll be fearing if we sign him, it may be a big mistake. I think he'd be a good signing for us. Morning to you too, Chelsea Blue. I hope you're doing well. I'm not saying that. He calls him, hey, Saddam. Osimhen is far too expensive. Yep, number 1 point. Do I think he would want to come to us? I don't know. But just number 1 point, far too expensive. Number 2 point, good luck dealing with the De Laurentiis. That is the Napoli president. He's already said publicly that they have a new offer on the table for Victor Osimhen, and they believe he will accept it. But if they get anything out of this world, that's the only time they'd consider selling him. And the new manager, I've forgotten his name, says he wants to build the team around Osimhen.
Garcia.
Yeah.
Rudy Garcia.
What's his name? Garcia,
Rudy Garcia.
Okay, Rudy Garcia. Okay, thank you for that. If we're crazy enough to pay over 100 million pounds for Caicedo, and it looks like we are, and even more for Oshi, that's mad. I don't think we can afford to spend that much money. I think you're correct. We'll spend that much money for Caicedo and then spend something close to that for Victor Osimhen. No, it won't work. I don't think we'll be spending that much money. And don't be shocked. There's a chance we go into next season without signing any more strikers. That's just my opinion. I like Vlahovic when healthy. Don't know if he can stay. If he can stay that way. He could. He's still very young. He's still just 23. But here's the issue. The biggest problem with Vlahovic is that he's been on the Saints for a while now. He emerged very early in life known. He became known worldwide at the age, I think, around 21 or so. That's why, again, people are expecting more from him, forgetting that he's just 23. But let's see what happens here. I hope we get him because he's you can say beyond the Osimhen, he's with the better options. Better option that from the list of the strikers that are available right now. Let's see. Big up to you too, Diggs. I appreciate you joining us. I'm good. How about you? I hope you're good too. Juve is smart, of course. They will sell Vlahovic for $17 million plus for a player that didn't live up to the hype. Yeah, sometimes you can say they say one man's poison is another man's food. But let's see. 1 game per week. I am sure he will be okay. That's not a bad argument right there. So let's move on to the next item we have lined up. And let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We are at 42 likes. Let's get it to 100 and shoot for 200. And Constantine, I hope you're paying attention. I did jump to 300 from 100. Let's see what other item we have lined up here. Just give me 1 second, people. I'll be back with you. This is the guy we're using here. Let's see. Yeah, the elephant in the room. The what does Roger call it? The woolly mammoth in the room. 1 game per week. I've read that one. And this one says talking to Constantine Dante. This here says Rafael Nhamdu says if we fail on Caicedo, let's go for Martin Zubimendi. I don't know. We haven't heard much about him of late. That's the guy that plays in La Liga. What club exactly? I don't remember. But I heard he's good. I haven't seen him that much. Let's just go for 500 likes, Coach. We can do it. I think the most we've done was a 350. Usually during transfer window, you can get up to that. But let's see what happens. We're still growing, but we'll get there. This one here, let's talk about the elephant in the room right now, or whatever you want to call it. The biggest topic may be this here says Romelu Lukaku is due back in training at Chelsea within the next 48 hours, but he hopes talks over a move to Inter Milan have advanced significantly before his return. Inter Milan are preparing a new bid. I think he may well end up going to Saudi Arabia. I think that's what we want, what we prefer to happen, because they pay us. They won't be bargaining to pay us and beat. Then this one here says Romelu Lukaku is not planning to return to Chelsea on Wednesday. They had given him a return date of Wednesday to restart preseason training if a deal for his exit had not been agreed. It remains to be seen whether or not Lukaku will stay away from Chelsea's stay away with Chelsea's blessings. There's a chance we tell him, okay, you can stay away if you don't want to come, since we're still talking. But I don't think he deliberately refused to come back if the club wants him to come back. That is just my opinion. But what do you make of this, DJ? If you're still there, two things here. Inter are planning to come back with an improved offer, and the other one, they're saying there's a chance he might not come back. If you're there, DJ, you go for it.
Yeah, I'm here, bro. Remember I broke this to you. I said to you yesterday about this news of Lukaku not coming back. He's not going to come back, even though the dates have been put out. And I thought he's going to completely disrespect what Poch said in the press conference, and he's not going to return. I'm just surprised that's just dropped today. That news, let's be honest. I knew that a couple of days ago that he wasn't coming back and that he didn't want to come back. It's annoying for me. I'll be honest with you. This guy just shows his unprofessionalism every day. And as I said, Chelsea, the thing of all is this whole thing is, what's annoying me the most is Chelsea have actually put it down to Inter Milan, and they've said to Inter Milan, we want 40 million for him. Yet these guys are still trying to come in with a 30 to 35 million offer, knowing they fall short.
Paid over 45 years.
Yeah, knowing they are falling short of what Chelsea are asking, and they're still trying it. And this guy is just sitting back, knowing what Chelsea have gone and said. This is what I'm trying to say about utter disrespect towards the club. He knows what his club current employees, who, I mean, I know he's playing it into Milan, but let's be honest here. It's Chelsea who own his contract. They're the ones that are paying his wages, okay? His club have turned around and said to him, this is what we want for you, okay? And this is what Inter Milan have got to pay. Yet the guy, instead of the guy looking at that situation, if he wants the Inter Milan move so badly, why is he not going to Inter Milan and saying, look, you know what the club has said? They want 35 to 40 million for me. Okay, if the club are not going to budge on that, okay, pay the money and I'll join. You know how badly I want to come here, but the guy is just sitting back, keeping quiet, and letting the two clubs thrash it out. And clearly, he doesn't want to come back to Chelsea. We know this. I don't want him back at Chelsea, and I think the majority of the whole fan base don't want him back at Chelsea. And I tell you what, if they're not going to give him what he wants, as far as I'm concerned, Chelsea should just fine the guy. If he's not going to turn up tomorrow, fine him and say, look, you either fine him his wages or deduct him his wages and say, you either come back or we're going to fine you, or you make a move to Saudi Arabia because they're willing to put the money down for you. So Inter Milan should either be budging on paying the price that Chelsea want for him, or Chelsea just fine him his wages each week until he comes back, okay, because they still own his contract. And then obviously they'll obviously ship him off to Saudi Arabia, because it looks like Inter Milan are not going to go beyond the price that Chelsea are asking for, and he's clearly saying he's not going to come back until they do. He's got no right to say that. As a player, he's got no right because Chelsea own his contract.
I'm thinking Chelsea's biggest problem is the fact that they want him for another on a 2-year loan, and during that period we'd still be paying a large chunk of his salary.
Exactly.
That 2 years, they give us £10 and say, yeah, thank you, good business. Here's the thing. I think that's where what you could say the reason we walked away from the last negotiation we had with them. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. I think they're not nice, and I'm going to repeat this because it annoyed me when I heard the Inter Milan president saying publicly that we know that we're not going to get anything sizable from the sale of Lukaku. Why? Why do that? But let's see. I like what we're doing, and Lukaku coming out and saying he's willing to take £1 million off his salary. I don't know if I should say euros. I will still not sell to Inter until they buy him, and buy him right now or forget it. What? I just don't know.
See, the problem we have there, Kachilla, is this, right? If Inter Milan are not going to spend that money, right, this guy's already come out publicly and he's turned around and said, I am not returning to Chelsea until this deal is done to Inter Milan. So the guy's already told, regardless of the situation, he's making up his own thing. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, saying complete lack of respect and disrespect, to Chelsea Football Club. And he's literally more or less saying, I'm not going to return there until I get my move to Inter Milan. Even though he's due back to training tomorrow.
An ultimatum.
Exactly. This is why I think.
I'm not coming back. No, I think we should find a way to show him, look, you're not in control of this situation. We are, and we do whatever we want. And I like what the club, what Chelsea are doing right now. A woolly mammoth. Yeah, that's the name I was looking for. He won't come back. Inter will pay £35 million, but as long as they pay and take him now, I don't want a situation where he goes there on loan for 2 years and we'll be paying a large chunk of his salary. It just doesn't make any sort of sense to me. I think Lukaku should walk out with the new grounds crew. Maybe I wouldn't mind that really. Sorry, a bit off topic. Did you see that Barcelona versus Real Madrid on the 10th game on Twitter? The Madrid number 10 captain walks straight into our first team right now. That's a serious insult.
Oh my God, that's how bad we are.
But that's just a way to tell us how good the kid in question is. But I want to see the video. I'd like to see such. But thank you for sharing that. Big up to you too, Jacob Huggins. I hope you're doing well. He is the right age profile beautiful game. Yeah, because we have a kindergarten team here. Christo Norton, nice to see you, brother. My Jamaican bro. And excuse me, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. 35 million, I believe we should take it. And free up wages and get a proper striker that wants to play for us. I agree with you, but here's the thing: I trust what the club's hierarchy, what they're doing. Honestly, I trust them. People, when Arsenal came in with their first bid for Kai Havertz, people were saying take it and run. Same with Mason Mount, and look how much we ended up getting for those two players. So I trust and believe they know what they're doing. So I'm not worried. Constantine Data says, I'm really surprised the new owners have been still so nice with Lukaku. I don't think they are. By now, they probably hate him more than anybody else. I don't think they like him one bit. Big up to you too, Martin. Oh, thank you for finding the time to join. He says, smash the like button, people. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, I'm confident that in a few days, actually, we'll get to 14,000. Yesterday, we made it to 13,000, and we're already at 13,172 subscribers. Let's keep it going. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We are at 55 likes. The likes to go along. Well, remember, we're shooting for 300 likes. Let's make it happen as soon as possible. Good afternoon. What is the situation with Caicedo? Nothing new beyond anything I believe you've heard yesterday. We're still negotiating with Brighton. Rumors are that they want £100 million, and rumors are we're not willing to pay that much money. Let's just leave it at that. And Prit 1999, both Inter and Lukaku cheated Chelsea for £100 million. Planned his to steal that. But let's see. Why should we yield to an unprofessional person demands? I don't think we should. Yeah. He's been mopping the floor with us. You can say he's been actually dumping on us. I think for me, that's enough. We should make him stay and not play if Inter don't cough up the money. It's as simple as that. And if he really still wants to play football, he should buy out his contract. We should block his move to Inter Milan. I don't think we can. All we have to do is just negotiate. If Inter Milan don't pay up, that's it. We'll move on. Excuse me. I'm still struggling here. We'll move on from Inter Milan. It's as simple as that. Coach, why Lukaku is treating us like that? He cannot force Chelsea to do what he wants. We should demote him to the academy until his contract runs out. No, then you still be paying him. I'm sure he wouldn't mind that. If Lukaku comes back, Chelsea should send him to maybe. Yep. Some man recommended Mitrovic. That's how desperate it's getting. Mitrovic as a squad player. As a squad player, I think I wouldn't mind. I don't think we should accept anything below £14 million for Lukaku. Inter is unbelievably cheap and crazy. Coach, we are always going to take a loss on the
Romelosaurus.
So we sell Gallagher to cover his wages for the time of his contract and let him sit at home or at KFC, McDonald's, or wherever. I don't care. I just want him out. You and I are the same, honestly. But it's become crazy. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We should teach him a lesson on how to cheat with clubs. We should set marks set example for other players who does this sort of thing. Why he agrees to join Chelsea in the first place. 100 now saying I will move back. I think it's messy, really. Big up to you too, Mr. Troublemaker. Always nice to see you. When his belly becomes as big as his head, he will be begging for that Saudi move.
I'm sorry,
I still believe he ends up joining Saudi Arabia, and I think that's what Chelsea wants to happen. But let's see, and if that happens, there's a lot you can put together to say he just wants to go to Inter, and probably from Inter end up going to AC Milan, then going to Saudi Arabia. Then Inter will now be the one to benefit from his sale to Saudi Arabia. That's what I think Inter Milan wants to do with Romelu Lukaku. But that's, by the way, I think we're handling it quite well, honestly, and I'm happy and proud of the club's hierarchy. Go ahead if you wanted to say something, DJ.
That's a good comment by the Beautiful Game, by the way.
I agree.
When his belly becomes as big as his head.
But I don't think he would. I don't think this guy would mind not playing football. I don't think he doesn't mind sitting on the bench. He will sit on the bench, play with the academy if that's all you want. And honestly, they've earned it quite a lot. But let's see what happens. He doesn't love that football that much anymore, I think. I am happy to let him sit at home for 3 years. Then he'd be happy to be earning the money. He's not 22, 23. He's not enjoying football that much anymore, if you ask me. I hope we avoid the Alba type of signing at the last moment just to fill a need. I don't think we'd do that. That's not going to happen. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Funny football videos and transfers. I like your name. It looks like you have it on up. But welcome, feel at home. Enjoy. You can be part of the Chelsea Perspective community. Just keep it civil. Lukaku should be the new Chelsea manager. That's reflective of the name of your channel. The reason about Caicedo, Chelsea want to pay for him 3 times systematically. That's the reason why they want Chelsea to pay big money. I think you could argue we have an agreement in place. It's just that the payment structure is where the problem lies. That's what the rumor that I've seen, that I believe he's lazy and wouldn't mind sitting on the bench. I've said that too. He's not any younger. He's not 22, 22, 23. He's not getting any younger. We shouldn't have moved his return date to. They should have let him actually refuse to return. Let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's move to the next item we have lined up. Okay, to the man of the moment, DJ, what do you know so far? I don't know anything. I think we'll have 2 items lined up with regards to him. This one. But let me just read it first. Chelsea will push again this week. And I think this was yesterday for Moises Caicedo, and the player is still hoping to join. And there are other reports suggesting that he's pushing for the deal to be done. For Chelsea, this is an important week in terms of contacts with Brighton. It's not easy for me as a journalist to tell you about this deal because, as I explained, both clubs are in direct contact. It's not daily bidding, so it's hard to see new reports are out. It's just exchange of dialogue at the moment. So which means they're making progress if they're still talking. And this one here, Brighton feels they can get something like 90 to 100 million. See why I don't trust reports. If Brighton is saying they can get 90 to 100 million, which means 90 million will be enough to sign them. So I'm not sure how they make up these things. Brighton, you can say, feels they can get something like 90 to 100 million pounds for Moises Caicedo. It's not easy because of the Declan Rice deal. I don't know. You can't argue that, but you go ahead, DJ. What do you know? Not know. Please do let us know. Or where are we on this particular deal?
Listen, this it's a saga, isn't it? Of this whole Moises Caicedo situation. I mean, the clubs have been in dialogue for quite some time now about this move, and it seems to be. If you're hearing some reports, are saying that a deal has been agreed. It's just the instalments of payment for the player that the clubs can't agree on, and then you're reading another thing saying that they won't accept anything more than 90 to 100 million for him now. for me, look, I personally don't think that they will get the 90 to 100 million as they want for him. I think it probably will get for me, it probably will be 85 to 90 million. I don't think it will reach the £100 million mark. And as I said, I think it will be on the 3 payment installments that they're talking about. But the thing of all is, it depends on how they're going to structure that. Now, my thing is they want the first payment they want is a huge chunk of the transfer fee up front for his for this to go, like for them to even consider or say yes, proceed with everything else. But people are saying 100 million. I don't think it's going to get to that. I mean, they're looking at I think the only reason why this 100 million thing is coming out is because of Declan Rice's move to Arsenal. But then if you look about it,
and it's believable.
Yeah, it's you can understand why they're thinking it'll be that, but then you compare the comparison. I mean, the only reason why Declan Rice is going for the price used to Arsenal, I hate to use the terminology here, and it's used a lot in football at the moment, is because of the English tax. He's an England international. He's worked, he's got. I mean, 105 million in total. We're talking about that it's going to reach to once they can finish paying for the whole transfer of Declan Rice. Okay. So that's what it's going to go to. But even that deal at the moment, even though people are thinking that it's going to be over the line, at the moment, that actually is, again, there's issues with that one at the moment currently as well. Because even though the deal has all been agreed there, again, I think it's the payment situation of why this deal for Declan Rice hasn't been also wrapped up. So it's two situations with two big signings with huge amounts of money. But I don't think we're going to go all out for 100 million for Caicedo. I think in the end, an arrangement will be agreed with the clubs, and I think Caicedo will become a Chelsea player. But let's see what happens with it. I'm not giving up on it, and I think as I said, he will become a Chelsea player. It's just a matter of when that will be. And I think a lot of the fan base now are getting a little bit worried about it because it's been dragging on for quite some time now.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I do agree. Again, Gallagher is more blue than Lukaku. That's no question. Joy the boy, nice to see you. I appreciate you joining the show. Coach, seriously, football agents should be encouraging their clients to be professional. This is damaging his prospects, career, and fitness. I think I agree with you. Football agents, but do you think they care that much? No. All they care is the money. It's simple as that in most cases. Maybe they should be doing more. I agree with you. And the club have earned our trust to negotiate the best deal for us. So let them Caicedo. I think I agree with you. The outgoings showed, we know what we're doing. Big up to you too, Glenn. And always nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Sav and everyone in the chat. He says by the time it's taken with Caicedo, I'd say they are cooking above a heated argument. Yeah. I'm not sure I understand that one fully, but I think it makes sense. I think probably I'm not sure what I will come up with and say that's what I believe is going on between Brighton and Chelsea. But I think we're probably making progress, most likely. Brighton want to pull under loss or feel like they did for Cucurella. Here's the thing, I don't blame them. We were desperate, and Man City wanted Cucurella, and we went in and said, okay, you know what, we're going to pay more, and we want him. That's how I see it. As much as I like Caicedo, he was too, again, he's way too expensive for £100 million. We could get a lot of players in that area for way less if Poch is such a good coach. Let him make a better player for someone cheap. And would you be willing to give him time if you sign less than good enough players for him? Okay, if you sign players that aren't good enough for him, would you give him time that he needs to nurture them or to polish them to become good enough? No. So if he wants Caicedo, get Caicedo for him. And then how much you pay for Caicedo depends on how much we want him. That's how I like to phrase that. Been a minute, coach. Been a minute. B. Brian 19. Always nice to see you. Top 4 through the back door. Now I really know who's talking this coming season, but top 6 is more realistic in my opinion. But never say never. Who says again? I believe there is who says we can actually finish 12th. But here's the thing. Everything comes down to how well we'll do this transfer window. We need to be strategic in the market sign players that will fit into the manager's preferred approach, and then we go from there. Coach, has Brighton received any other offers? No. DJ is right. If no one else comes in for him, then we get him for 80 to +5. I think we will get him for less. But Brighton will not be in a hurry to sell because the transfer window is still a long way to go. So why sell him and risk not getting anything? Let's see, not getting the sizable fee from the player. With that 80 million, I hope we can do negotiations with Madrid for Tchouaméni. To me, I would take a Caicedo over Tchouaméni. The fact that he's played in the Premier League, even though that's not a guarantee, he does well at Chelsea. But at least it reduces the risk. That is just my opinion. Why IK Good Luck says, why should Chelsea pay 80 million pounds for Caicedo? I don't understand. We can get better players with far less. I don't know. Let's see what happens. DJ, it's not just English tax. The guy is proven to be the best sitting DM in the league. He's worth the fee. Okay. Were you saying something, DJ?
No, listen. On the last comment, who was it that said that? The gentleman before who made that comment.
Joy the boy, I think.
Yeah, listen. I'm not saying that. Sorry if I've used the term English tax. Look, I do rate Declan Rice. I'm not saying it's a bad player. I just think because that does whether fans. I mean, yes, he is one of the best midfielders in the league at the moment. Yes, that's true. He is. But if you look at the actual thing, I don't think on an ideal world would he have gone for that kind of money. Otherwise, I mean, I'm only saying the English tax thing does play a part in it all because of the money that Arsenal had to go and spend on him. But if we think about it, last season there was talks of Declan Rice going for around about 80 million or even 60 million last season for Declan Rice. All of a sudden he had that one good season in the Premiership. His thing's gone straight up. You know, he's obviously shot up. I'm not saying the English tax. I'm just saying the English tax sometimes does work on certain players that are obviously of English that are not obviously like, for example, you'd get probably Moises Caicedo cheaper, or you'd get someone like a Tchouaméni cheaper than you'd get a Declan Rice. But I'm not saying that he's not worth that kind of money. I've just put that out there that, you know, because of the English, it does play a part in that. That's the reason what I'm saying.
Yeah, and Abdullah Jaffa says Declan Rice won a trophy, and that's enough to get the price up. I think I agree with you. Moises hasn't won any trophy. His fee should not be more than 70 million to 80 million. That's a good argument. Let's see, Coach, do you think Lukaku will go to heaven? He said, gentlemen, I would I think whatever happens with regards to his career and his situation with Chelsea and all that, I don't think he will wield any measure of influence as to whether he goes to heaven or not. But I don't think the Saudis Gallagher, no offers for him since a season ended. Man needs to exit as soon as possible. I don't think he would go to, I don't think he will go at this age. I'm sure we will get Caicedo, but this is just a dragging too long. Let's just pay up and move on, Coach, and let it be the last time we'll deal with Brighton. I think a lot of people will agree with that. And Constantine will say maybe we could have just bought Brighton for 300 million. Debayo Makunju, I like the Einstein DP there. Angelo to Chelsea, here we go. Oh, congratulations to us. DJ, let's talk about Angelo. And do you know of any plans for him? Do you think he'd be part of the first team?
Yes, he is.
I'm hearing he goes out on loan, but you go ahead.
No, he's actually going to be going to the pre-season tour. And then a decision will be made on him after that with the team. So a decision will be made on him after that. Listen, from what I've seen of him, I think if he performs to what I've seen of him in this pre-season, I don't understand. I can't see why he won't get an opportunity in the Chelsea. Well, be part of the squad next season. However, I think we've also got to look at the situation. I think it's going to come down. I think he'll be allowed to go for the pre-season tour. But then again, I'm not sure about his work permit situation. Do they have to have is it going to be another Santos situation where they will need to actually loan him out again? So he gets all those games under his belt, and then Chelsea can obviously apply for a work permit for next season. I don't know. I've got to do some more homework on that one. Maybe people in the comments might be able to help me on that one. But if it's the same situation as Santos,
go ahead.
But he's definitely going to be part. He's definitely going to be part of the preseason group when they go off to the USA to do their tour.
Yeah, and I heard that they've relaxed the rules, so maybe he can get a work permit. I don't know. The fan base wouldn't give them time. I think I agree with you. I wonder why Pochettino signed only a 2-year deal. You learn from your mistakes. They gave Potter a 20 million years deal. So and they find it difficult. It was difficult to let him go, given how much they pay him. If they decide had they fired him earlier, so they don't want that situation where if things doesn't go well, then they'd be in serious trouble. If that makes sense. So it's 2+1. I heard. Let's see what else we have here. Chris, nice to see you. Chelsea will struggle. We'll sell Mendy and buy no one. I think we're buying a goalkeeper. Don't worry too much. Look, the transfer window is still a long way to go. We sell RLC Kovacic, Kante, and let Zakaria leave and bring in no center midfielders. We don't have a natural goal scorer, and Kepa isn't good enough. Here's the thing. Just relax. Remember, I told you that, brother. But thank you for joining this morning. Oh no, DJ, I agree. Clubs do add these add these English stats. I agree with you 100%. It's just the end of many people who can play his role. That's the truth.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the truth. I think he's very unique in the sense that he can actually play as a center back. And but are we putting all our eggs in one basket with Caicedo? I'd say no. I'm going to repeat something we've talked about already. Fabrizio Romano did say a few days ago, we'll still sign midfielders. But the midfielders will sign depends largely on how the preseason pounds out, which to me translates to we want to give the young stars a chance, the likes of Carney, Chukwuemeka, Cesar, Caicedo, Andrea Santos, before we decide, and Conor Gallagher too, of course, before we decide what sort of midfielder we'll be looking for, if that makes sense. Good to listen. To be clear, Price is not worth 6 figures, and neither is Caicedo. Brighton are taking, because we are a Chelsea. If we were Brentford, he'd be 65 million max. Here's the thing. If you own a business, when you see a customer that pays premium, whenever they come to you, you're up the price of whatever you're selling. And even though you tell them, look, I'm giving you this at this price because it's you. Usually it's just horse doo-doo, if you get my point. So I understand that we lack experience. We need experience. Yep. So I agree with you. And I think we'd get experience. And we're hearing also something to the effect of Pochettino demanding that we sign experienced players to balance things out. We've been saying that on this particular show 10,000 years ago. If I am going to overspend, it would be for Caicedo. He is really a top level, in my opinion. We don't sign him, we get a player of lesser quality. Let's see what else we have here. Why do Brighton want more for Caicedo when Liverpool bought McAllister for 35 million? McAllister had a buyout clause in this case. For Caicedo, no. Even though he renegotiated, he signed a new contract, even that he didn't opt for a buyout clause. Usually players do that, but his agent, as we've been told, after him over, just like Rodrigo said it on Twitter. Let's see. Go ahead. Were you saying something, DJ?
Yeah, I was just going to say he had a gentleman's agreement with Brighton when he signed his extension that he'll be allowed to leave next season, meaning the summer. Should the right offer or whatever come in for him. So there is a gentleman's agreement that he'll be allowed to leave.
Right offer? No fee.
No, that's the thing. No one. That's exactly the thing. No one's put it down of what the amount should be. They've just said it's a gentleman's agreement he has with the player that he can leave if the offer that comes in is sufficient to what they want for him. But again, no offer. But that's not been. But nothing's been mentioned of what the figures are. All of a sudden, we're hearing the figures that have come out in the last couple of days in these newspapers that all of a sudden it's hit 100 million when this was not even discussed before, mentioned before. So I think it's just made up rubbish in terms of that because, all of a sudden they're saying they value him at 100 million. But where have they got that figure from? And the reason why the 100 million has been mentioned, Kachilla, as I said already, is because they've seen West Ham go and sell Declan Rice for over 100 million. So they're now trying it with him as well to go for 100 million. That's the only reason why it's been mentioned.
That's what I'm saying. That the sale of was Declan Rice for £105 million makes the story. Yeah, that Brighton are looking for similar fee. It makes it believable, but I don't think that's the case. But go ahead.
Also, another thing is they've also seen us go and spend 105 million on Enzo Fernandez. So they're thinking you can go and spend on a player that's not even been Premiership proven, okay? But the guy's won a World Cup, so they're probably thinking this guy's Premiership proven. So he's at least you're going to put that kind of same amount of money down for him as you've done with Enzo. But like I said, the only reason why we got Enzo for that price is, I think it only went up because of these. Obviously, the World Cup helped a lot for him, and obviously that's what I think Benfica had at the time. That was the price they had on him. I think in the beginning, we all knew that in the beginning, the price tag that he had on his head. So that's the only reason why they're trying it, Brighton.
Yeah, thank you so much, DJ. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea use a Colwell to lower the price. There's a chance he gets to that, and I'm suspecting he may well get to that. We should be going after Edson Alvarez. I have a reason why I don't think we should go for him. What he said during an interview, he was asked if he regrets not joining Chelsea, and he said something to the effect of, no, he doesn't regret it, and look where they are. He shouldn't be saying that. Alvarez half the price of Caicedo, but let's see what happens. God wouldn't even have him on the bench, and it's just go away.
It's just about Lukaku.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that. So the end part of it can be problematic for some viewers. So I'm not going to read that. Now, Coach, why isn't there any talk of Wilfred and Didi on our watch list? For years, he was the best ball-winning midfielder in England, playing for an attacking Rodgers side. He would be good for us. Here's the thing. Do I think he's a good player? Yeah, just a winner. Do I think there's more to his game? Yes, of course. But the problem is he's played under Rodgers, and all he did was just sit back in, break up opposition play, be the destroyer. I think it would take time for him to readapt and start showing that there's more to his game at Chelsea. If we need just a destroyer, I'd say go for him. But I've known, I've known Pochettino for a while. I think he looks for his sixes or DMs to be more than just a destroyer. I think Moussa Dembele, the former Belgium international, played for him in that position, and he's just more than a destroyer. He actually operates more like an 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he play in the 6th position for him? I think he needs more than just an Ndidi type of player. Believe me, that's the case. I don't think if that makes sense. Good morning, Coach. Good morning to you too, Oladipo, and everyone, every member of the community. Gallagher, excuse me. Oh my gosh, Gallagher, don't.
You okay, Pochettino?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just the truth. It hurts. Gallagher don't have to go. He does not have big wages and not asking too much. Gallagher will be good for squad depth. He is a good kid. Overall, and he wants to stay. He wants to play for the club, and I think he can become better. When Lukaku arrives at the white pearly gates of heaven, they will ask him if he wants to come into heaven. He will decline and ask him to Inter Milan. Yeah, it sounds like it at this point, but but please, Glenn, I want to go to heaven. Stop sending us. Why not swap Lukaku for Onana? Inter, I don't think Inter would have agreed. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why we're not happy with them. I don't think they would have agreed. They didn't want to sell Onana to us. They were quoting a price we weren't willing to pay. Dybala for 10 million is a no-brainer. Vlahovic or Mitrovic at 2 cents. Yes, then Mitrovic will not be a bad squad player, and he wants to play for Chelsea. I like Vlahovic. A lot of people don't. There's a competition of Gallagher fumbling, compilation of Gallagher fumbling the bag, and it's hilarious. How is he a Chelsea player? It's mystery. Here's the thing. I don't want to talk about that. Just get Mbappe. Yeah, good luck. Good luck getting Mbappe. Even if you decide to pay him as much as Real Madrid are willing to be paying him in terms of his salary, I don't think he comes to Chelsea. That is just my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Good coaches don't need long contracts to prove themselves. According to TT, even if you get 10 years, you can still get fired. That's just the truth. It just becomes difficult to fire a manager on a 10-year contract. It depends on the clauses on the contract in question, but usually you get to pay them off if you want them fired. It's interesting how we're going for Caicedo, so expensive, yet all others we're going for 30-ish talented young players with massive upside. There's other Caicedos out there. Maybe they haven't seen one. I'm not sure. But that comment makes so much sense. I'm not even sure how to respond. I have to be honest. But for Dino, nice to see you. I don't know why Chelsea fans make it seem as if Caicedo is the only solution to our midfield. There are more better options out there. Here's the thing. With regards to your argument, we aren't the one that are pushing to sign Caicedo. We may like him. We may be calling for the club to just pay the money and sign the player. And some I've even saying Caicedo is too expensive. I've seen both sides. So we're not the one pushing to sign him. So you might as well take your complaint to the management, Banfordinho. Get Lukaku out. Not up to us. Lukaku has tattoo on his stomach. Inter for life. Okay, so yeah, but let him buy out his contract and join them. My manager Ten Hag kicked players like Ronaldo, and your manager cannot even. No, it's not up to him. It's a different situation altogether. Give United Lukaku. He will be good partner with Maguire. They will block their own teammates from scoring. Thank you for bringing that up. I know he will like that. Thank you so much, Little John. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Just press the like button. I appreciate that. Is that John Hand? How did you know? Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I think that's John Hand. How many likes do we have now? I can't see the screen. I wanted to do something else on the screen. Hey, Jerry, you and I are gonna fight. You're very late today, bro. I don't like you no more. We'll fight you, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry Z, just go away. DJ, do you like Jerry Z? Okay, DJ says no, he doesn't like you. So nobody likes you, Jerry Z. Just go away. You're so late. I don't like you no more. But big up, Jerry. Much love to you. Good morning, coach. What delicious news do you have for today? I knew he was going to drag us back. Just sit there and pay attention, Jerry. I'm not going to update you on anything. You know that. Coach almost had a stroke trying to pronounce Gallagher's divine intervention. Wow. Have a stroke. Really? Chimera, I don't like you too. You've entered in my black book. Sofian again says Chelsea should sign Wilfred Zaha for free. He's probably, I think, wasn't he going to join a PSG, DJ?
Yeah, there was talks of that, and there was also talks of clubs in Saudi Arabia also interested in him again. But I think he's going to end up staying at Crystal Palace now. I think Roy Hodgson now, who's become permanent manager now I think for one season. I think he's actually said that he wants him to stay, and I think he's probably going to end up staying in the end at Crystal Palace. In the end, so yeah. Unless anything changes on that, but as far as my understanding is he had interest in him, but for now I think he's going to stay at Crystal Palace.
Wow, he's going to stay at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but he won't be a bad player. But like Sophia Guess, I agree. He'll be a good signing for even for us, even on a free transfer. He comes with experience as well. We're talking about experience in the team. He's not a bad player to have an experience, but I don't think somehow or another Chelsea are going to get him though, personally. But good shout though.
Yeah, good shout. I think I was thinking we were going to go for him, but we're not interested. Apparently, how much we need Caicedo? I don't think he's the missing piece that could make us reach a top four or win the league. Here's the thing: we said the same thing about Enzo. We told people that Enzo is the sole solution to our problem. We need we need multiple pieces to solve to solve the issue we're having. So I agree, but I think he will be a huge plus for us. Chelsea all the way, John Hand. Yes, it is John Hand. Yep, I noticed the pattern and I thought, that's my friend John Hand. We could sign 3 other young midfielders for same fee as Caicedo's price. But I don't know. Here's the thing: we have scouts, we have the manager. Everything comes down to the preference. More importantly, the preference of the manager and the scout, because I'm sure they will have a conversation and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're not going to do, if that makes sense. Yeah, but thank you for saying that. What did he say there? Did I miss something he said? He says Chelsea should buy Madu Onana, a defensive midfielder from Everton, and another midfielder instead of Caicedo. He's too much expensive. We didn't. I think I heard that we pushed to sign Onana towards the end of last transfer window, and he didn't want to come to us. He wanted to stay and help Everton. How's everyone inside? We're fine. We hope you're good too, John Hand. Zaha's deal collapsed. He's asking wage is too high to go to Saudi Arabia.
Fair enough. That's the case.
I think he could still end up going there. It's ridiculous. Lukaku has Inter tattoo. Does he really?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yet he blocked their.
He blocked. He blocked their goal and could not even give them a UCL win.
Oh my goodness! And that is my own brother doing this to me.
It's true though. But you know what, Nicola, he did. I mean, that day in the Champions League final, man, he stopped his team from scoring or equalising that goal. All right, and instead, Man City went. Oh mate, yeah, it's so true.
But does he have an Inter tattoo on his neck? But
it would surprise me if he has.
I think this is the delicious comment of the day. Really.
Excellent
he
comment.
He loved them so much.
Yeah,
he loved them so much that he had to block their goal. Stop them from winning the Champions League. Wow, you people are not nice, really.
Yeah, that's probably why they don't want to spend 35 million, even 35 million on him, let alone that. And the man wants to, put his whole life for them.
DJ, I would say seriously, they're trying to sign Lukaku just for business. If they sign Lukaku, it won't be up to a year and Lukaku will go to Saudi Arabia.
100%.
That's what I think that they're trying to do. They don't really need him. They have Marcus Thuram, younger, better on the ball, better overall for them. That is just my opinion. This is. I like you, bro, but are you sure you're going to heaven with this sort of?
That's a delicious comment, though. It's 100%.
Yeah, they're very delicious, really. I love it. He blocked their goal and could not even give them a Champions League win. There was a comparison between him and Drogba. Lukaku had more goals. Drogba has more trophies. I think the comparison was premature and it wasn't fair on him to actually. What do you get by becoming a member on your live stream on YouTube? We do a members only show. We haven't done we haven't done one for a while, but we'll start very soon again. And plus, sometimes it's just you supporting the channel because we do giveaway for students every month. We call it the Stay in School Project. I've been a student myself here in the United States, so I know how difficult it can be, especially for foreigners who are here who walk and go to school at the same time. So we support students every month. So we spend $200 in supporting students, and the membership haven't earned half of that, how much we spend in total. So it helps us do that, and the channel benefits from it. And members only shows, which will pick up again very soon. And sometimes preferences, sometimes if there are too many comments in the chat, we skip everybody's and get to yours every now and then. But thank you. If you want to become a member, fine. If you can do it, only if you can afford it. Even if you don't do it, your comments will still be valued. But if you can't, fine. Got new YouTube details as I cannot remember my old login. Oh, sorry to hear that. In details, that is why I got new one instead, mate. Okay, I was able to recognize the pattern there and sense that sounds like John Hand. And but welcome back, brother. That man is that man missing a point blank header. Coach, don't let him in a couple, please. I don't think he comes. Even if he comes back, I don't think would let him train with the first team, because him coming back doesn't mean we want to. Does not mean we want to keep him. If you understand my point. But let's see what the club does. A large percent of membership also goes to the real CEO, Nightbot. Yeah, you can say that's the real CEO, the man boss. He does what he likes in the chat. Jerry Z says, Coach, I was lost in a daydream envisioning our triumphant win in the Premier League this season under Pochettino's guidance. If you did say anything about Pochettino, Jerry Z, I'd ask you for your ID. Have you noticed that, DJ?
What's that? Sorry, brother.
JZ, he's a Poch prop. He loves Pochettino even more than me. Now loves him too.
I remember,
yeah, go ahead.
I remember when we were talking in the talking about the managers that were linked with Chelsea after the sacking of Jellyfish Potter, and I saw him in the comments always going for Poch. I remember because, as you said, as you know, both me and you, and I think others wanted Luis Enrique as our first options. But I saw him, and there's another one that were all going for. I think even IBZ even wanted Poch, didn't he? I think he was also going all out for him as well, wasn't he? If I'm right in saying that.
That IBC was supporting him, yeah.
Yeah, I think he wanted him as well.
IBC wasn't into the argument that his coach was he shouldn't come to Chelsea and all that. He wasn't into it. Bobby was, but later Bobby softened his tone because it's just Bob, you and Bobby, I think your argument at the time was just you could say it's a culture thing. You know, because it's but beyond that, I know deep down you do know that he's a good manager.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ahead. No, definitely he's a good manager. As I said, it was more of his fact because of his relations with Tottenham, and and I just thought, he starts the season really bad. I just know what's going to happen. I can just see it, picturing it now in my head, that he loses 1 or 2 games at Stamford Bridge. The fans are going to switch on him. And it's not because he's a bad manager. It's because of his Tottenham connections. That's the reason why it's going to hit. The fans are going to hit him for that reason. But listen, I've got confidence in the guy. Obviously, as I keep saying, he wasn't my first choice. I'm not going to lie; it was always Luis Enrique. But he's obviously there now, and I'm going to back and support him. And I think he'll do well for us. I really do, because I do rate him I did rate him as a manager, even when it's a Tottenham. I did rate him.
But I again, as at the time, I believe me, I totally understood where you guys were coming from. As at the time, but I know you've changed your stance, and his interview has helped quite a lot. Just quickly, Fabrizio Romano just reports that PSG, again, and that Dusan Vlahovic is one of the players that PSG has on their striker shopping list, if that makes sense. And Jorizi saying, I sincerely appreciate your warm, extraordinary, and accelerating welcome. This bro here, my bro here is so formal. I haven't seen anybody as formal as him. But much love to you, Jorizi. Love you so much, brother. And this is Adane Ikigbe Eugene says, Coach, I am surprised that you were not aware that Lukaku was the best defender in 2023 Champions League final. Even Pep acknowledged that. And Pep isn't a nice person. The way he referenced that miss, that they won it because the striker missed.
Yeah, his price is... His price should be more than 40 million. No, his price should be more than 40 million because he can play striker and he can play a defender. So for that one thing only in the Champions League, he done well.
I mean, I'm not going to look. I want to go to heaven, and I'm not going to read such comments again because you put it down there. Maybe. Do you think we need a goalkeeper? We do need a goalkeeper, and we're looking at one, and I think we will bring in one as soon as possible. The young midfielder might need 2 years to adapt to EPL, but Caicedo does not need time. Plus, this guy wants us. Despite our poor position on the table, we don't have Champions League football, and you could argue he's the reason why Arsenal pulled out. He probably told them his preference will be to go to Chelsea. He probably told Bayern the same thing because Bayern wanted him also. Let's just get him and stop dealing with Brighton. Yeah, maybe that's the last deal we'll do with them. Good show, as always. I do be Lama, too nice to see you. I appreciate you. Even Romano, tired of the... you can sense from his tone that he's getting tired of it because he's not getting too much with regards to what's going on between the two clubs. Thank you for saying that. Let's see what else we have. Jersey, which type of mushroom? What is going on there? Smash the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all, Martin. Oh, and Choma, one day, Adoma. Nice to see you, Choma. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Good day, everyone, Choma. I know you're probably at work, but just felt like you should stop by and say hello to us. We appreciate that. Aja Onyedikachi, good day to you too, Aja. Rashi, what are you saying there? Pochettino, it's going Christmas. What is he saying? This guy was Dele Ali. He doesn't want him. I think that's just rumors. Is Caicedo still coming to Chelsea or not? I think the possibility is there. I'd say now I'd say 90% a chance he comes to Chelsea. That's just my opinion. But he will come, Chama. So relax. We will get him. In Belgium, they're hyping Lukaku that he's better than Lewandowski, Benzema, Kane. For Belgium, he's good. Still, we play against bigger countries like Spain and Italy and France. He will miss up. He will miss open goals. He's been bad. Occasions when he's bad, it's usually comical. Honestly, especially I don't like to see him trying to do leg overs. But we're not here to slander him or talk about. We're here to talk about the situation. So we move on from that. I'm not going to talk anything about that again. Chelsea, meet your boy. Nice to see you always, brother. I appreciate you. With all these Vlahovic talks, do you think Mitrovic deserves the attention of top clubs? I think he does. Prene Sunday, I think he does. I think, to me, I wouldn't mind having Mitrovic as a squad player. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. He was once at Stamford Bridge watching football, and he was interviewed. And during that interview, he said something to the effect of he would like to play for Chelsea. And he's not too old, really. I wouldn't mind having him as a squad player. He's aggressive. He's played in the Premier League, and we need squad depth. Big up to you too, Shrey Oberoi. Always nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Shrey Oberoi is a Chelsea supporter, and he has a Chelsea YouTube channel and great content. I think he streams every day right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please go check out his YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Just click the 3 dots to his name. Click on go to channel. Please subscribe. I think his YouTube channel name is Shrey FC. Please go check it out, and you will not regret that. Let's see. Mitrovic, ego too big to be a squad player. It depends if you're paying him better. At this age, I don't think he would mind. He would mind being a squad. He would mind being a squad player. Mitrovic can be an experienced head. The forward line needed. I think I agree with that comment right there. I wouldn't mind him really. DJ, what you make of that? Do you think we should try and get him as a squad player?
Mitrovic, listen, I think he's a good player. I think, in fact, that what I liked about him, as he said, I think an interview he did, I think, saying he would like to come and play at Chelsea. For a squad player, I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's a bad player to come in. But I still think, obviously, there is better than that. And people are going to say, oh, well, DJ, you're going to go on about Vlahovic again, aren't you? No, I'm not going to go on about Vlahovic. There are others as well that you can get that.
Like Bobby right there.
Yeah, there are others out there that you can get. I think that are probably better than him. But listen, he is a good player. I'm not going to lie. If we get him in and he's the only one we bring in from everyone else, I won't complain. Let's put it that way.
Yep. Again, let's see what happens. And Shreya, I'm going to make you a mod. That way, you should be able to share. You should be able to share the link to your channel, because if you're not a moderator, you cannot do that. Yeah, sure. You're a moderator right now, so you should be able to share the link to your channel. Mitrovic, yeah, I think he can be that, but let's see. Collington said not impressed with how Chelsea is approaching the Caicedo situation. We needed to pay up and get the deal done and never do deals with Brighton again. I don't think we should just pay them what they're asking just because for the sake of us wanting it to be done on time. No, negotiations are involved, and the good thing is that both clubs have been talking. So to me, that shows they're making progress, if you get what I mean. But let's see how they do. Brighton got Chelsea by the sack in this deal, like every other deal, and yet they just keep going back. It's okay. I'm moving on. I'm not answering that one. Sure. Thank you so much, mate, for the shout out. I appreciate it. Look, you're a good content creator, so nothing new there. And you're a good supporter of this channel too. Can see why Brighton value Caicedo so highly, because Declan Rice had only 1 year left, and Caicedo has about 3 years left on his own. Wow. So yeah, you could argue that's a factor too. Vlahovic at Fiorentina was something else. A good hold-up play, can hit very nicely from the left foot. And really, especially a 21-22 season, if we get that Vlahovic, he can do a very good job. You could argue Vlahovic's biggest problem is the way Allegri likes to approach the game. I think too negative sometimes. You won't sense it. If he plays big teams, you can see how negative Juventus can play. But I like Vlahovic. I don't think it's just luck that he hasn't done well at Juventus. I think in a team like Chelsea and under Mauricio Pochettino, I've argued that he has everything. He's well equipped to be that guy that Pochettino can mold into that Kane type of player. But let's see what the club does. And it's not going to be easy, because right now, Fabrizio Romano just reported that he is on PSG's list of strikers. If that makes sense, shopping list, strikers on shopping list. Yeah, I think I've read that one. Thank you for saying that. A good day, everyone. Good day to you, to Ben Constantine. We have two Constantines in the chat right now. Chelsea are victims of scamming. Why are we not reporting Brighton and Inter? Please, coach, call Interpol.
Cool.
Yeah, good luck. But we paid the prices we paid for each of those players because we wanted them. We were desperate. Maybe Brighton want Caicedo to cry out on social media again before they will let him go. I think soon they may well push him to do that. But the fact that he hasn't done that shows that they're making progress. Yeah, if that makes sense. Especially after we heard that they have a gentleman's agreement, but it's not on paper. I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's see what we have here. Mitchie Boy just shared the link to his YouTube channel. If you haven't, please go support him. Click through the link. Subscribe to Mitchie Boy's YouTube channel. We're all one. We all support Chelsea Football Club, and content creators. They try the best. You can say they do a lot of work to keep you entertained, keep you informed. So the least we can do as individuals is just to go subscribe to their channel. That will encourage them to do even more. And Michi knows Chelsea very well. Do you think Kukurea can fight for a spot in this new forming Chelsea team? He has a place. If we give him a chance, he actually, don't be surprised. I think Mauricio, what's his name? Pochettino might like him. Guys, what's your opinion on Sterling's role next season? He's the most experienced forward we have, and he has to play a big role. He has to lead. He has to lead, and he ended the season well. Hopefully, we see that form. I think here's the thing: Pochettino is known to be very demanding, and when a manager is as demanding as Pochettino, he can go a long way in getting players to, you can say, to be at their best. Let's start with Roger with this one. Roger, hola, gracias, bonjour. No French, no Spanish, but more importantly, Roger, I hope you're doing well. You see this comment on the screen with regards to the role of what's his name, Raheem Sterling, your cousin, in the coming season. I think he may well play a big part, and then you could say, be more effective than he was for us last season. But up to you.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you both?
Hello, Roger. How you doing, mate? You all right?
I got to go. I can't talk about Sterling. Bye.
Of course, mate. Of course.
Oh, he kills me, this guy. Listen, the one good thing is
your favourite player, bruv. Your favourite player, mate.
But he's going to bring leadership in the locker room, maturity. He's a very nice. He's a father of, I believe, a son. He's a very good person. There's no doubting it. He's a sincere. You have people like Silva, Aspie. I know he's left, and then you have people like Sterling. These are very integral. They have integrity. They are good human beings. The young youth that we have acquired will look up to him and say, wow, this is a nice chap. He doesn't go out partying, doesn't do drugs, etc., etc. He stays home. He's a good father. He brings his son to camp and what have you. You're like, this is how I want to be. He's going to influence the young players just by being himself. That alone is a very important attribute that we don't see on the field. And listen, you have to give credit where credit's due. Even though I criticize him with some of his on-field performances, he does bring a lot of positive attributes, something that we cannot dismiss. I admit that. I concede that. But, you know, as I said, that just like we've all agreed, this Poch is going to bring a few surprises, good surprises for us with one or two players that we didn't think would succeed or excel as much, and we're going to have one or two disappointments conversely. I wouldn't be surprised if Poch brings out the best in him, but still, it's his first touch is so woeful. He's never had this first touch since he played at Liverpool. It's that simple. He's just not that technical. He's blessed with speed, and even though we didn't see it last year, he's been generally successful with dribbling. However, aerially, he is missing. He's inept. He doesn't even challenge for the ball. So just negate that from his repertoire. It's that simple. Do I think he will be successful? I don't, assuming he stays healthy, of course, we're talking about. Yeah, I think he can excel, but I still don't think to the levels that, listen, I think his numbers were, and I'm saying this respectfully, inflated due to the fact that he was playing for a very informed, superior, all-around team in City. I'll give you an example. This Haaland guy, okay? He put up unprecedented numbers last year, and he was subbed off in so many games, and he missed quite a few games. Let me ask you a question. Put Haaland on Chelsea last year. How many goals do you think he gets? Exactly. Does he make us better? Yes. But I think it's safe to assume, we'll never know, of course, it's a hypothetical, that he would never get the same amount of goals as he did with City. You know, because of you have people like Gundogan and bloody the Belgian player that used to play for us. What's his name? I've gone brain dead. You know, providing him amazing assists. We don't have
Hazard.
Eden Hazard. No, the Belgian that plays for City.
Plays for City.
Yeah.
Oh, City.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
KDB.
De Bruyne. Thank you. What bloody brain fart there. Wow. But you see what I'm saying? So I think we bought him on inflated numbers, misperception, because he's not as good as he is, as his numbers indicate. But he makes intelligent runs. He does make. He did learn that while playing at City. You know, you look at Chelsea the last couple of years, look how many times you've seen the ball cross the goal mouth and there's no one at the near post or the far post to get that tap in. And he can do that. And he reads the game. His football IQ is quite high. I'm talking about Sterling. And so I give him kudos for that. And that's something that he can teach other players and other players can watch by example. So, you know, he does bring positive attributes. But we need to see it. If we have another season next year, this time next year in 12 months, and we don't see that much of improvement, he needs to go. That's my take on it.
That's your 2 cents.
2.5 plus inflation.
DJ, let me catch up, so I'll come to you if you have anything to add to that before we move on to the next item. I will play the devil's advocate and back the mammoth here. Chelsea hasn't played a free-flowing football since the Drogba era. A portion of why most of our previous strikers have struggled is due to this. But I think the relationship has gone down south. Even if we play a sort of football that you think, if he comes back, he'd do well, I don't think the club will consider bringing him back. Can we refrain from excusing Vlahovic's poor performances? It's a red flag, staring us in the eyes. Okay, he's a top talent, but still underperformed. Okay, I don't like Sterling. He misses too much goals. However, Reece James is the captain for me. Let's see. I think the captain for me will probably be Thiago Silva. As long as he's still here or on the pitch, he'll be the captain. Maybe the vice captain will be Reece James.
Yeah.
I see a situation where if you give it to Rizem, just say, please, let's give it to this guy as long as he's here. That's just my opinion. And once money gets paid into my bank details, okay, you don't have to. You don't have to. Don't worry about that, John Hans. Just enjoy the show. Roger thinks he's Lampard, arriving late in the box. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, he thinks he's the most important player here. So he comes in whenever he wants. Yeah, so thank you for saying that. Now he's heard it. And we're going to actually load him out. So captain hierarchy is Thiago Silva, Rich James, and Enzo. I don't think Enzo comes in now.
No.
I think it will cause a bit of an issue in the dressing room.
I think the third captain will be Kepa.
Yeah, Kepa, or yeah, exactly. If it's not Kepa, then probably Ben Chilwell in that order. I don't think Enzo comes in now. It will cause a bit of an issue in the dressing, some issues in the dressing room. Charles Capitano Duana, nice to see you. Buy this one player. What one player? Name the player. Sterling is finished retiring at Chelsea on his 325k a week. Unless, please, Saudi cover for him. I don't think they will. Saudis are actually paying attention because they're going to pay so much to sign him plus his salary. They're not spending stupidly, actually, if you pay attention to what they're doing. There's a question I've been meaning to ask, but it will get so much backlash that I will get muted here. Okay, please just leave it. Keep it to yourself. Don't ask that particular question, Glenn. I'm happy you said that. I don't know what to make of this particular comment.
Hey, Coach, can I ask you both a question?
Yeah.
If we don't get Caicedo, who is a worthy equivalent of Caicedo for under 50 million? Can you think of one?
I would say it would be Mendy. Somebody mentioned him today. We were linked with a move to him. I think I did a bit of research that time. I think what club does he play? He plays in La Liga. What club exactly? Let me check again. I think you need to look at him. I think it's not a bad. To be Mendy, no, it's not going to be a bad option.
What's his name, sir?
I think another one you're talking. Is it something Ofosa Mendy or something like that? Is that the one?
Who?
I can't get the first name, mate. Something. Is it beginning with A? Is it beginning with A?
No, just go with Jimmy Mendy. I don't remember his first name.
Okay, so he's that memorable, is he?
Okay, you're talking about someone else.
I don't know. I think it's imperative that we get Caicedo, even though it means
100%
flashing out, because he's the closest thing that I've seen to a Kante, and N'Golo Kante. I think he would be a worthy successor to him. I really do. I can't think of really anyone else other than a pure number 6, like a Rice, for instance, or that kind of person. Does that make sense? Or a Dembele that played for, or Yaya Toure. Do you understand? Someone of that ilk. That's what we need. We need a pure defensive, going to destroy everything, going to be basically a fifth lineman.
I mean, But
I think we'll get Caicedo. I'm not concerned, really.
I mean, 2 players come to mind for me. One, unfortunately, is not going to be 50 million for. I know you put that price tag down to 50 million.
Yeah, sure.
I think you know who I'm going to talk about here. His name's Tchouameni, but I don't think we're going to get for that. The other one I probably would think about if they want to look at a cheaper option, maybe, and I know he's available because they want to sell him, and that is Kessie from Barcelona. And he's not a bad shout. He's not a bad shout.
The Ivorian,
right? Yeah, Ivorian international. Yeah.
He came from the Italian league. He came from Juve, didn't he, or somewhere?
AC Milan.
Yeah. And he went to. I wanted him. He's a specimen, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, and his experience too. Maybe that's the experience we need.
However, sorry.
No, go on, Roger. I was just going to say, Penny's brought up another one. Palhinha. He's another one. Big up to
the Fulham guy.
Yes, the Fulham guy.
Yeah, Palhinha is good. But we're not too sure. We may well be looking at this players we're naming,
how much
we don't know.
Cost?
I think he probably cheaper of all the names we've mentioned. I'm not too sure.
Really?
He's about 20.
You don't know until you knock on the door of the clubs.
He's about 27 now, isn't he, Palhinha? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he? Am I right in saying that?
So he's in his prime.
I think he is. I think he's 27. I've got to double check.
I'm not sure his age.
Because we're going to need additional midfielders, in my opinion, to make us. I would have, listen, in a perfect world, I would have loved for us to get Caicedo and Rice. I would have really, this to me would have cemented us as a serious contender. I think we all agreed that would have really solidified our midfield. I know
definitely.
Coach is not high on Rice, but I think if with him and the addition of Caicedo with Enzo there, that's a formidable midfield. You know, a formidable midfield. And with Poch, our defensive numbers will only increase, meaning that we will become very, very tight in the back, so we will climb up the ladder. We'll be top 2 or 3 defensively in the league. And I think with those two, obviously Rice is not coming to us, alas, but if we can get someone of his ilk, like a Paulino, or we need not just Caicedo, but we need another, shall I call it elite? Tchouaméni, we're looking at 100 million, aren't we, realistically? But I'm talking about
close to that.
Pounds, right? I'm talking about pounds, not euros. It's going to be 80 to 90 minimum. And I think because of, you look at Real Madrid's maturing midfield, you're going to see a couple of them leave in 12 months' time, So if Tchouaméni does indeed leave, it's going to be in this window. And after this season is finished, then guess what? I think Tchouaméni stays there because he's going to see significant increase in playing time. Even though they have a plethora of young players there, I think this is the only time we're going to get him. But I don't see us getting Tchouaméni and Caicedo. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let's see what else we have here. As a student of BSR, I expect a Poch. To have a lot. Poch's team to have a lot of energy and high octane pressing. Yep. One of our biggest concerns last season was our opponents outrunners, and our behavior off the ball was concerning, really. Real Sociedad, I think so, for Zubimendi, and he's 5'11", so he's not too tall. There's Zubimendi, there's Kiefer Thuram, there's also Kone. I know Constantin Dante, if he was listening, he was going to come with that list. And Zoka Sabo, if you're watching, please don't use more than 3 emojis, otherwise your messages we get deleted, please. But welcome, fill our home, just be civil. Amrabat is linked with United heavily and had a good season. That's another one we could look at. Zubimendi,
he had a great World Cup.
Is it Zubimendi? Is this Zubimendi? No, the two. No, I think his name is Martin Zubimendi. I think so.
Okay.
I think, is that his name? I'm not sure how you spell his name.
I'm not familiar with him, Coach.
Sorry. No, one word, Zubimendi. I think his first name is Martin. Am I mixing things up here? Let me know if that's the case. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Keep dropping. But Kwabina Atwina, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Just 1 second, Roger, please.
Yeah.
Alan Varela of Boca Junior will do a great job. I don't know him. I hardly watch Boca Juniors except during the Argentine derbies and all that. Caicedo, Murdoch, nice to see you. Thank you. Not sure about being Kante's successor, mate. He was unreal. You can say let's just use the term closest to N'Golo Kante. Paulinho is a good one too. He was good in the Premier League last season. Yep, he was that good. Expect Paulinho to double the price of another London club. If we knock at their door, the price will go up immediately. What else do we have here? As a last resort at 22.59 on deadline day, Lavia will be a shout, depending on the price. But Poch would have to iron out all the, what's that? Is it, how do you pronounce that?
Creases. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. I think probably Lavia will be gone by that time. KCA is good, but too old for project by just a bit. I think I understand what you're saying. I know you were going to bring up that argument, but he will be a good addition to the squad.
That's the only thing, Coach. So I just want to say one thing, if I can. It's a question. Is the Mendy that you chaps are talking about, is he a pure number 6? Is he a destroyer, or is he a box-to-box? I don't know this guy.
Who?
The chap you're talking about that plays in La Liga, Mendy. What type of football?
Zubimendi, I think it's more of just a destroyer. There's more to his game.
That's what I was curious about. Sorry, Coach.
No, you're fine. This is I don't know why our scouts did not take a look at Paulinho. That's just you thinking that chances that they've taken a look they've looked at him and probably maybe don't want him. Fulham is quoting very high price for him, and probably why most clubs are not looking to get him. And plus, it's just a season. Paulinho, we're too old. How much is he for the project? I know you were going to say that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. The criticism has revolved around whether he can win the league rather than consistently. Poch, consistent ability to secure top four finishes with a smaller club speaks volumes about his capabilities. Okay, thank you for saying that, Jersey. Nathaniel was here. What is it with brief players? Frank Caicedo is like a friend of Manchester United. Please, let's look for players with height above 5'6". I think that will make a huge difference. Let's see. Credit goes to Matisse. I know him for shaping my perspective on Poch. Upon delving into the data, I became convinced that he achieved a remarkable success at Spurs, considering the modest funds at Spurs. Here's the thing. I don't even need anybody to tell me that he did well at Spurs. I don't even need statistic, but statistic will just enlighten you even more. On the final day of the January window, we asked for Amrabat. Really, I think he'd be the Uwate replacement. Chances are, again, we've been told that we're talking with players behind the scenes. So I wouldn't worry too much. Let's see what the club does. Big up to you too, Temidai. I appreciate you joining. Santiago and all respected folks, sent to you there. I hope you're doing well. Keep smashing the like button, people. We are at 106 likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's shoot for 200 likes right now. Let's see. Okay, what else do we have here? We should sign the guy Sporting is getting to replace Uwate, who was the guy they got to replace Paulinho. Oh, okay. Poch took that mess of a club to a Champions League final and the second place. Hazard the dagger. Yeah, the final nail to the coffin. Yeah, I knew he was up for it. I was just afraid of his past and older hardcore fan base. Yeah, you could call them legacy fans. If that makes sense. I hope that doesn't come across as insulting as anybody, but I think that's a good term to use. I'm late. Yeah, you're late. Yeah, but don't worry. Welcome. Lateness is greatness. We will see if it was Poch or the players he had at Spurs. Okay, we will find out. You can say the time is already upon us here. So no need. We won't wait that much. So, Roger, go ahead. You wanted to say something?
No, not at all. I was just curious about the Mendy chat. That's all, sir.
Oh, that's it?
Yes. I'm not familiar with him. Sorry.
All right, thank you. Let's switch it to the next item we have lined up. And please keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And also do subscribe to the channel. The likes, more importantly, do go a long way. You don't have to subscribe. But if you like what you're seeing, please do subscribe to help us, beef up the number of the subscribers we have. We'll be getting closer to 14,000 subscribers in a few days. Probably we'll get there soon. So let's see what else do we have here. Let's go to it. This guy lives on loan. I don't think we have anything to talk about there. We've had that. We've addressed that yesterday. But I'm shocked that we're letting him go. And it doesn't differ that much from Jackson, actually. I'm thinking, to me, he may well be actually more physical than Jackson. I just don't know what happened. Maybe we did not handle his arrival, you could say, very well. Maybe we expected too much from him at the time where, you could say, the team struggled. We expected him to be the savior. And plus, again, I don't know what to make of this situation. On occasions where he had the chance to play, he actually did well. There was a day he was one of our best players on the pitch, and Potter took him off. Surprisingly, why, I do not know. But I hope he does well for them. I hope it's not just for Union Berlin. He's not just one of those signings where they're just getting him just to give their starting player breaks here and there to rest him for Champions League games or more important games, and just give him minutes here and there. I think that would be detrimental to his development. But I can't change that. But I'm not happy. That's just me. If you're on the panel and you have anything to add, if we have 2 cents or $1 to add to that,
I do actually. Listen, it's because I was saying, I was playing devil's advocate last year.
Mm-hmm.
My former client was under tremendous heat from you, chap, saying, why isn't he starting? Why? And I couldn't defend it either. But one thing I did suggest is maybe on the training pitch, day in, day out, on non-game time, he's just not ready. Do you understand? Some people exhibit and excel on in game time, but they don't. They show where they lack weakness or experience in training, and I think that's what's transpired. If he was good enough to play for Chelsea, he wouldn't be going out on loan in all likelihood, coach. So that's I believe is what's transpired. I mean, I'm shocked from the very little time we saw of him for Chelsea last season. He looked to me just as good as anyone we used last year, but apparently that's not the case. Apparently in training he needs more time, and I can't explain to you why, but I think that's probably logically the only explanation I can come to think of.
Yep, I think I agree with you. DJ, how about you? What do you think?
On Fofana, I think for him, you know, like you said, it's a bit of a surprising one. Bear in mind that, you know, we obviously got Jackson in, and obviously he came to us last season. But I can understand why we're letting him go out on loan, because look, listen, we've got, you know, I think we're going to, as I said, I think we're going to get another striker in, and I think he will go out on loan. And I said it, I think he'll do really well at Union Berlin. I really do, and I really hope. And the good thing is it's no option to buy, which means obviously the club are definitely invested in him, and hopefully he comes back a better player next season.
Do you know what the loan fee is?
I'm not sure that I've got all the ins and the outs of the figure yet. All I know is the loan's been done. I'm trying to find that more out. I'm trying to read up more on that loan move, but I can't get what the amounts are. But once I get that, I'll send it across to Caicedo, or Caicedo will find it, one of the two. But I am trying to look for that. Or whether I don't know anyone in the comments might have seen it, I don't know, but I can't see it on there at the moment.
I really do feel bad for him, because all the clubs were interested. Barcelona, I think Barcelona were one of the
Manchester
clubs.
Manchester United,
West Ham, and we signed him, promised him, you know, and the guy wanted to join Chelsea, and there's a video of him saying the one club he would like to play for would be Chelsea. He doesn't know why, but it's just hidden his chest like this. He just loves Chelsea. But I feel bad for him, because I think there's a good player in him. It doesn't make sense to have Jackson be part of the first team, probably because we paid more for him. And I'm sure had we paid more for this kid, I think we'd keep him. But go ahead with what you were saying, DJ.
That's usually part of the equation. Yeah.
No, listen, I agree with you 100%, Caicedo. I do think he would have. And the fact that we did get him last season over other clubs, I just thought maybe he'd have been the one that at least given the kid pre-season, and see what he'd have done in pre-season before making the option to loan him out. But they didn't even do that, which I was surprised about more. Bear in mind that, listen, I said it already about Brozier. Brozier for me is again going to be one of our future strikers. But he's just come back from a really bad injury. If I would have thought if anyone would have probably gone out on loan, it probably would have been him over Datro Fofana. But
I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
but there's a reason why obviously Poch has kept Brozier around, and why he said Fofana can go out on loan. So who are we to debate with the manager in it? I guess.
That's the thing. I think, that's just my opinion. But go ahead. I don't want to speak about it. It's me to some extent, but I have to move on from it. Go ahead, DJ, if you were saying something.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, though, Caicedo. That's the thing. I agree 100% with you on it, though. But we should have kept.
So now we've had 13 players leave the roster from the beginning of this fiscal year. 13. You know, so we've reduced the roster by 13.
Just quickly, big up to you, Kishan. Just know I see you, brother. I appreciate you in the chat. Go ahead. What you were saying about Roger.
Hey, Keyshawn, yeah. Listen, so we've reduced it by 13, and there's another 7 or 8 that need to either be sold or released or loaned out. And so you're looking at approximately a reduction of 20 players. That's a huge swing. That's a massive transition.
Don't also forget, though, Roger. I think from my understanding of the rules you're only allowed to loan out 7 players, with the new rules that have come in place.
Well, no, we have before the season. We had 22 out on loan.
Yeah, now the rules change now. I think from what I'm saying, it's only 7 players now. I think are allowed to be loaned out, and I think Chelsea so far. How many have we loaned out so far? Is it 5? And we've got 2 more spots available now. And the only reason why we've got 2 more spots available is because of the whole.
Is this a UEFA thing or is this for the Premier League?
UEFA. I think it might be. I'm not sure if it's the UEFA for actually the Premier League.
Because we're not in Europe. Because we're not in UEFA tournaments this year. So does it apply to us? That's my logic.
I think it might do because there's still 2 spots available for Chelsea in terms of, and the reason why there's 2 spots available left is because of the whole Lukaku situation. I've read that, and I've also DM'd that to Kachilla, and hopefully Kachilla will pick up on that one. I've DM'd you a few things, Kachilla, regarding what I'm just discussing now.
Yeah, I will open them. Up.
And so does that mean we're only allowed to loan out 7 players to UEFA teams on Europe mainland? Is that what you're saying, or?
I do. I'm just. As far as I'm reading, what I'm hearing, and I'm going to wait for obviously to open it up. But what I've seen so far, it says the rules are 7 players, yes, but under no limit. It says here, but under 21 is a no limit. So yeah, I guess the 7 players. I guess that and our Constantine's actually summed it all up. So it is 7 players, yes, but under 20. But it has to be. But under 21 is no limit. So any players under the age of 21, I guess we can loan out as much as we want on them. So,
because if you go to Chelsea's webpage for on loan, let's have a look. Well, it only lists 3 players now, so they're obviously in the middle of doing something. Yeah, because previously they had 22 players out on loan. Right now they only have listed 3: Sharman, Lowe, Webster, and Fofana. So
yeah,
they're obviously in the middle of updating their website, the official website. So, but that's interesting because we had 22 prior to the fiscal year starting.
And there'll be loads more to go. Sorry,
yeah, all right. Yeah, no, you're good. Let me catch up with what we have. Here we go again, dragging our feet to sign the DM. I don't think we're dragging our feet. I don't want us to sign in a hurry and make a mistake. And a big up to you. You're worried that Lukaku will be on the plane to the US. I don't see that happening. Even if it comes with, I don't think it trains with the first team. It's as simple as that. What else do we have there? I like this discussion, and a counter argument will be that Poch did better than both Jose and Conte at Spurs. Yeah, you could argue that. Where he took them to UEFA Champions League final, and could have won it if he had better players, and also nearly won the league, and we'll spoil that for them. But thank you for saying you're enjoying the discussion, Code Web. I believe Porter and Lampard gave a bad review of the key to the directors without giving Dacho the opportunity. Maybe we don't know. Chelsea Old Boys, a great show. Once again, big up DJ. Once we sort out our DM issue, Cherki and striker, I am very confident with Poch. I rate him highly. Up to Chelsea. That's Chelsea Old Boys. Again, I appreciate you joining, brother. I will never rate Lukaku as a professional player. Your opinion. Further up on the pitch is to be Mendy. Ball retention is of high quality, and he is good receiving the ball in tight areas and keeping it moving forward. So he's not just a stereotypical DM. There's more to his game than that. Like I said, when you ask me, it's good for Dacho going to Berlin. Great experience in Europe, and as well a lot of games they will have. So hopefully he gets enough game time to continue developing. One of the greatest mistakes that Chelsea did was to employ Graham Potter. He single-handedly ruined our team. I have moved on from him actually, but he's one of those elephants in the room. One way or the other, you talk about him. Galatasaray signing Pogba. Okay, good luck. Congratulations to you. Good move for Fofana. We have Broya Jackson, and we will get another striker. So I hope he does well. That is my opinion there. Bami Yang, okay, take him if he wants to sign for you. And I have Bobby Smoky Sickness in the house. Bro, we appreciate you. We did talk about you. Smash the like button and subscribe and support the channel. Bobby, more importantly, we hope, again, I hope you're recovering well. I appreciate you always finding the time to join us, even though you're still at the hospital. I hope you're recovering very well. I will keep praying for you, brother. But thank you so much for joining. Hi, Coach. What are today's updates? Sit back, relax. Anyone you've missed, sorry, you have to go watch it again, Patrick Joyce. It'd be quite a lot to go back and try to keep you updated. Caicedo, clubs are still talking. Nothing new, really. Like I said during the start of the show, we don't have too much to talk about, but we'll talk a lot about the little we'll have to talk about, if that makes sense. But I appreciate you joining, Patrick Joyce. Thank you for joining once again. Gommo says, Fofana will be back a better striker after his loan spell. I hope so, because I like him. I've seen enough, again, his ability beyond his numbers at Molde FC. I think he's a good player. At least he'll be in the Champions League. If he gets to play, it would be good, a good experience for him. Big up to you too. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 115 likes. Let's get it to 200 as soon as possible. Let me see what this guy is typing here by Nightbot. What did he do? If you use all caps, the machine that Spol is in the chat called Nightbot would delete your message. So don't use all caps, please. Coach, I pray we have a future drama in Fofana, not Wilfred Bonny. Former Man City player and Ivory Coast international, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's see what else we have here. St. Jovi, nice to see you. After seeing what Chelsea did to Fofana, Chelsea fans are still up in arms because Levi Cowell asked to leave to the coach to avoid Fofana treatment. How could Potter or Lampard justify that? I don't know. I think that brings to mind the argument that Roger made yesterday, and the players, the youth players, are seeing these things and probably will be very cautious. Champions League experience is priceless if he gets to play. There's no saying he will start those games, though. Yeah, that's what I like to see. They're being honest with ourselves here. I don't follow Berlin, so I don't know if they lost some of their strong players. But if my team is in a miraculous Champions League run, I am not starting a lone player. Common sense. That's how I see it too. Kochi, are you on Twitter? Yep, just search Chelsea Prospect. Chelsea Prospect. Again, the rest of the letters, forget about them. Just search Chelsea Prospect, or you can sign. If you search Chelsea Perspective, I think you'll still find it. Follow me and I'll follow you back. Just let me know it's you. Has a good chance. Who has a good chance before group stages for them? Also, we'll be with them for preseason. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I hope he gets a chance. Coach, when will you invite one of our legends for your live chat? I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying. There's somebody I'm trying to get. I don't want to name him. Probably some of you don't see him as a legend, but it's going to be really difficult, but I'm pushing. I think I know somebody who knows somebody. Maybe it works out. Big up to you too, Chelsea of the way. I hope you're doing well in the chat and the panel. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Coach, will you cover Chelsea players in the Women's World Cup? I will try to cover the Women's World Cup in our sister channel, Soccer Perspective. I will try the best I can. Again, it depends on all the stuff I have to do, because I haven't found panelists to help get that particular channel up and running. Havertz eventually gets his every coach that trusts him sacked. Okay, must take heed lest he fails. Okay, let's see what happens. What's the latest news? Yeah, you have to go rewatch the video. Nothing new. Some stuff we've addressed before. But again, we're having a conversation here. I like the idea of Fofana going out alone if he can prove himself. I think that's what you want to type there. He might be become a more consistent player than Broya and Jackson combined. Wow, that is some argument there. But yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. Coach, who do you think the loan move helps between Broya and Fofana? I'm not too sure, really. I'm not sure how to answer that. I don't know. It depends. Let's see if Broya does well. If he does well, then we'll all look at it and say, oh, well, maybe it's a good decision, really. Fofana is good, young. The other Fofana, okay, the DM Fofana, DM as well from Monaco. I don't know him. I have to research him to get to know him very well to present an argument on why we should sign him. with size and physicality we like. Bobby will be very proud of you. Let me see what else we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. How many likes now? 117 likes, but we can take that to 120 and shoot for 200. Let's see what else we have lined up here. And this one is Chelsea will allow Tino Angerin to go on loan next season after outlining their belief that the academy midfielder can progress at the club. So, DJ, you have anything to add to that? I know you know him quite well.
Yeah, listen, Tino Angerin, he's again another good player from our ranks. I know he had a bad injury, I do believe, last season, or it might have been the season before. I can't remember, but he had never fully recovered from it. And I think when he made that loan move, I do believe he went to, I think it was Russia. Was it to a Russian club 2 seasons ago? Obviously, he came back then, but he did get that bad injury then, and I'm not sure I don't know what his situation has been since then, but he is a good player. I'm not going to lie, he's a good young talent. Again, but whether he gets into this Chelsea first team now is another thing. So for me, I think a loan move for him probably would be the best thing. I'm not sure how many years is left on his contract. I think he did extend before he went out on his loan 2 seasons ago. So he might still have a way on his contract. So he's still one for the future, I think. But whether it will happen now, I don't think it will. We're probably looking in the near future for him. But yeah, he is a talent for sure.
The fact that we're letting him live alone means we're not concerned about the length of his current contract. Maybe he still have a long way to go. Richard, do you know him? Do you want to talk about him?
No, I have him marked down on my spreadsheet as going out on loan this year. We have another 7 or 8 players that will go out on loan or be sold, and he's one of them. I remember him being injured, but I can't remember. I think I only remember seeing him play once for us in a league cup game or something.
That's right.
It's. I haven't seen enough of him to.
I haven't seen him that much. But go ahead with what you were saying, Roger.
Yeah, I just remember him. I'm not sure whether he started the game or he came on as a sub. I think maybe possibly both. Where I've seen him start a game and come on as a sub, and it's just not a large enough sampling size. And I don't watch other like Russian teams or anything, so I wish him well. Obviously, listen, if you listen to interviews of some professional players, it's a crapshoot. You need so much lady luck on your side, A, to avoid injuries, and B, just to even be recognised, because there's so many outstanding players that fall through the cracks, as they say. So. You know, I wish him well. It's a hard job, coach. You know, you need a lot of lady luck on your side.
Yeah, I agree with you. Since they trust him well enough, I hope he picks up form again, and then I hope there's a path for him to the first team with size and physicality. We like. I think you're saying that. Why is Broya going on loan? He's not going on loan. Is he going on loan? Did anybody hear that Broya is going on loan?
No, I haven't heard that.
No, I've not heard it. I've not heard that. I've not heard that. I've just heard.
That's gold.
I think they got mixed up with what I said. I said that I just said I'm surprised he didn't go out on loan because of his bad injury. I just said I'm surprised he didn't go out on loan ahead of Fofana. But I don't think he's going to be going out on loan. I think he'll be part of the first team next season.
Yeah, I think he will be. Let's see how well he does. And says promote the academy at CMF. Javi Bell. I think Javi Bell still has a long way to go before he gets a chance to play. I don't know. What do you think, DJ?
Yeah, he's another one. We've got so many of them, Kachila. I've got to say, Javi Bell is a good player, mate. And again, I can't see him at this moment in time getting into this midfield at the moment.
Have you watched him lately internationally?
Yeah.
It's been quite disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, he has to try to say. This is what I was going to say. He probably needs like Tino Angerin. I think he needs that going. I've been lucky to see both of them play for the youth team when I've gone to see them play down. Seen both the players perform for the youth team, and I have to say they both look excellent when they were playing in their youth teams and for Chelsea. And I said Harvey Bell. Like I was talking about years ago, I was talking about Callum Hudson-Odoi being one of them, the next one to come through the ranks. I used to rate this kid so much, as you guys know. Callum Hudson-Odoi, because I see him through playing for the youth team when I used to go and get a chance to watch them, and same with this guy, Harvey Veld. He's a good player, but again, he's been a bit disappointed. But he needs a loan again, Roger. 100% needs a loan.
Listen, just because you play one or two, shall we say, poorly international games, that's not a sampling size to say that he's a bad player. I'm just commenting on that. I've just seen him lately where he hasn't led up to his expectations. Well, I remember him playing so well, so he's a bit inconsistent, and that doesn't mean anything. But I actually thought he would be the next one to step up, And I'll be honest with you, I agree with you. I thought Cho was going to be a star, and I was hoping we wouldn't sell him for 70 million. But he's never been the same player since that Achilles
injury. Yeah,
never. It's that happens in sports, but I'm so shocked that we're sitting here in 2023 and not talking about him being an automatic first place in the England team, etc., etc. I didn't think it would come to that. I'm so sad for him,
Me too. I mean, he was one of my.
He was a slam dunk to say that Hudson-Odoi was going to be like like a Lampard-esque kind of player where he's an automatic first teamer for England, or he's an automatic first team selection for Chelsea. I thought he was going to be that good. There was all indications to lead me to believe that he was that kind of player. He just looked so sparkling. The way he dribbled past people, he's mesmerizing. And injuries happen, and it changes. Sometimes it's not just physically; it could be psychologically also. There's that aspect of being injured, and some players don't get over that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me catch up. I have a question for those. And if you have a question, drop it. Although I have 2 items or 3 that they just sent me, but if you have a question, keep dropping it. We still have a bit of time to go. Tino, we like you. You can progress at our club, but go out alone again.
Of course, Constant.
Exactly. He's been on loan year after year after year after year. Yeah, that's the truth. All the biggest prospects from the academy have the same problem like the first team. All injuries, they all became a Charlie Musonda story. That's a sad story, really. A tragic story, really. And we had 2 Musondas at the club actually at one point. Broya is going on loan to Chelsea. Yeah, good one there. I like that one. Daniel Crane, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join us today. Hey guys, I hope we are all okay. Sorry not being on for a while, being super busy. Tell me how much you get paid each time you join the show, if we're being honest. So it's an honor whenever you find time to participate in the chat. We appreciate that so much, and you know that quite well. Bills don't pay themselves, but thank you for joining today. More importantly, glad to hear that the reason is that you've been busy, and I'm guessing work, and you're fine. Hudson-Odoi, a slam dunk.
Honestly, man.
I think there's still a chance he picks up form, but I think Chelsea probably tired of him at this point. Daniel Koroma, Tino was one of our best exciting prospect player, but injuries, keep him away, just like Charlie Musonda and Hudson-Odoi. Unfortunately, Daniel Crane saying, I cannot wait for this season to start. I can't wait either. Good morning to you too. I hope you're doing well. Jump on Entertainment. Stay in school. Yeah, congratulations to you. He's the winner of the one for the last month. He won $50. We got, I think, 4 people. Is it 3? 4. One was $100, and then the second one $50. The third one $50. So 3 now in total. So congratulations to you once more. Yeah, stay in school, please. Daniel Crane, and this Caicedo deal is dragging on for too long, and we need this wrapped up as soon as possible. Focus on other positions. I'm not into us paying the money and just getting it done. It's a risk. So honestly, I don't want that to happen. But let's see what the club does. I think we'll get it over the line, and we'll probably end up not paying as much as people think we'll pay. Umoneko, again, Usida, man, nice to see you. The silence is just too scary at the moment. Yeah, because usually the press, they know every player that we're considering signing. But I think that has changed quite a lot. Maybe they found out who leaks out the players we were looking at and got him fired. Morning up to chest, Neri Hushford, nice to see you. I appreciate you. Work has been mental. Yeah, bills don't pay themselves. And believe me, I understand. Go ahead. Were you saying something, DJ? Sorry.
No. Just reading the comments.
Oh, you were just reading the comments.
Yeah,
Okay.
just reading.
Oh, okay. Let's see what else we have here. Hello, Coach. How are you today? I can't complain, brother. And thank you for those delicious videos you're sending me. But I think most of them came when I was enjoying my sleep, and I was going, "Why is JC not letting me sleep?" But I like them. I have watched all of them later, and thank you. Some entertaining, some are very educating, and I appreciate that, brother. Much love to you. The elephant of the room vanished and did not report in the room. What is today? Wednesday? Isn't today Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
I thought the report was that he was supposed to report on Tuesday.
That's now changed, Kachilla. You look at the latest DM I've sent you. You'll see what I mean. It's changed now. It's not even happening tomorrow.
Who are you talking about?
Mr. Lukaku.
When he's ordered to report to training.
Yeah, it's not tomorrow either. From the latest.
So maybe because I don't see him risking not returning when we ask him to return. That would give us an excuse to, start trouble with him. Or start a fight with him. I don't know. Roger, do you understand what I'm saying?
You know what? As I believe I mentioned yesterday or the day before, I think it really would be best for all parties if he doesn't train with the first team, if he doesn't report back to Chelsea, to Cobham, period. I think he's...
Be it on that once or on that twos, it doesn't matter.
Listen, I think he's a cancerous individual. I think his heart is in it for Chelsea, and I think he can only give negative vibes to the youth of this team.
Yeah,
I think he'll be a bad apple. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I just think that he will bring so much negativity. You've always seen it. As I always tell my children, there's always one, right, in the class or at work. There's always one person, and he is this one person. He's not content being with Chelsea. He doesn't want to be here, and he will not be the consummate professional. He will not lead by example. He is the antithesis of everything that you don't want. Or that you want, actually. He's everything you don't want in a player that's returning to a team that's not happy, if that makes sense. So whatever it takes, it's best that we keep him far away from Cobham.
Yeah, but I think it's gotten to, again, I don't know, should I say, egos have come into play. He wants to prove that he gets what he wants, and it seems as if the club, Chelsea, are trying to show him, look, we decide what happens here.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's his ego.
Yeah, I think it's come to that, unfortunately. Let's see what happens. But Roger, let me ask you this. I think you what you said, what you said makes sense. He shouldn't come close even to those the couple players that are still in their mom's belly. He shouldn't come close to them. It's become so that toxic. But here's what I'm asking. I'm saying this: if we ask him to come back to camp at a certain date, it doesn't matter, because we have the right to say, you come back, you train with under twos, and he refuses. Does that give us a room to sue him and say, you know what, you breach a contract or something like that?
I'm not sure you can terminate it on that grounds. Perhaps you can. All joking aside, I'm not an attorney, so I wouldn't know. But I would assume it's enough.
So I thought you were a lawyer, Roger.
You can fine him for conduct unbecoming, whatever you want to call it. You can definitely fine him, and a way to a player's heart is through his wallet. So unless he has enough money, he doesn't care. But you can definitely keep him away and fine him. That's something that can be an impediment to him. But listen, it's as soon as we can. As much as I say that it's imperative that we get Caicedo, I think it's equally, if not more important, that we move him on yesterday.
Yeah, that we call it quits.
For multiple reasons, for financial reasons, But
And
more
again,
importantly,
disclaimer, you did say clearly that's not just saying he's a bad person, and I'm not saying he's a bad person either. The situation has become so toxic.
It's very toxic. Listen, he may be
Yeah.
a wonderful human being. He may be a lovely person, but professionally, he's not being very mature and he's not leading by example. There's obviously a lot of bad blood in the water. So, you know, and that happens sometimes when you come to an impasse, and he just needs to move on. I think it's better for all parties concerned.
It is. But let's see what happens here. But thank you, JC, for that update there, my friend. Daniel been alone. He's been alone at work. Daniel Crane. Work has been mental. He was supposed to report today, but he didn't. So, but we don't know whether he has the club's blessings, because the report we looked at saying there's a chance he will not report, and whether he does that again with the club's blessing, we don't know. So we'll find out. But if he refuses to return when he's been told this is the day we want you to come back, I think he's not helping matters. I think that will infuriate the club, and I think they will find a way to punish him. Let's see what we have here. We just need three more major signings, and we are good to go. Okay, thank you for saying that. Mitchy boy, once again, back. Let's see what we have here.
Hey,
we'll be rounding up soon. We don't have too much time. Big up, Mitchy boy. And let's say Pochettino is a smart man. Let me see them in preseason before loan. Man does not want to be caught off guard. Yep. Yeah, I think he's a smart guy. Dybala Marco Jr., nice to see you, brother. He shouldn't come back with his bad energy. You could argue it's become that, Roger, but we do not have enough room to lock him up separately in case we don't want to tie him up on the ground. Yeah. Let's see. DJ Richards scored the goal up against Trinidad last week. Okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. 124 likes. Let's get it up as much as we can. Let's see what else we have here. Lukaku going to do a Tevez and play golf for 6 months and then show up and score a lot of goals in Saudi Arabia. It may well happen.
He was
Everyone
a good player.
knows my thoughts on Lukaku. This guy needs to go like yesterday. How can this guy think after everything he's done, he can get what he wants? Like I said, I think this probably has gotten to a level where egos have come into play. Every party wants to prove, look, you do what I want. I'm not doing what you want. DM you on Twitter, Coach, for a link. A second message, as use old account. Okay, I'll get to that in a bit, but we're really about to round up soon. How much? Okay, let's see. I'll see. I'll send you the link. Kuchila, does he have some cooking skills? We might use them in the canteen. No. It's a risk, if you get my point. And I'm not going to say why I think it's a risk. Lukaku is bad news for these new players because Lukaku is behaving like a sport baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, but again, let's see what else we have here. He will poison. I'm not reading that. That was exactly what come to mind, but I'm not reading it. I pray. I pray the Elephant Man misses the deadline for the registration of players for a competition. I am going to run him off social media with a load of mammoth and caveman memes.
Wow.
Bro.
Yeah. Let's see. Daniel Crane will all know if he refuses to return for preseason on the 17th of July, he will get fined by the club. Fine him quite a lot. Let's see what else we have here. Anything else? We may put some claims for not fulfilling his contract in good faith. Commercial law on civil courts represents such opportunities. I remember Abramovich paid who?
Berezovsky million.
Berezovsky millionaire after UK court order.
Yeah, okay, that was a big
Roger, you need to look into your old note from university on civil law. Yeah, because you're supposed to be a lawyer and you're not too sure what's going to happen. I agree with Roger. Lukaku will be a cancer. He should be doing frog jumps at the back of the stadium. You guys should stop, please.
That's cold.
That is very cold.
Wow.
You guys should stop. I think it's JC's fault. He's the one that starts that behavior. I think it will be a surprise on Lukaku that he does well. Is that what you're saying? Let's see what happens. Chelsea are in the process of studying how much it will take to sign Dusan Vlahovic from Juventus. But I think that signing Dusan Vlahovic has become complicated now. Rumors are that PSG wants him, and they pay better than us at the moment. Juventus will be happy to let Chelsea target Dusan Vlahovic, leave for around 75 million euros to 80 million plus others. That's not a bad fee, really, if we're being honest. Lukaku has been told he has to be back in Copam by 17th of July by the club. Okay, so let's see. Rogers is just on point on the Lukaku issue. He's a good person, no doubt, but highly unprofessional on this case. Yep, TT treated Tommy worse than him, yet Tommy behaved better.
Yeah.
No respect for the fans. The club overall. The Blue Tiffer Game says, Coach, I am going to talk to Mayal. Okay, you mean Mike Mayal? Okay. Oh.
I want to talk to Megan. Yes,
Megan the Stallion. That's his
mentioning there. Picked it up.
Conjugal right.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to talk to Megan. Okay, slid into the DMs. Okay, yesterday. Really? I am going to convince her to cut off. Y'all all are doing me with Lukaku stuff. And look at this Belgian brother, it's confusing. Bluetooth game, don't do that to me, please. I would prefer Maguire striking over Lukaku right now. Really? Okay, we're going to move on to that particular topic.
It depends on carry those restraining devices in her purse.
I'm not reading that one. This is getting ridiculous. I'm not doing that, please. Not me. I want to go to heaven. You guys cannot drag me to the opposite direction.
The comments are quality today. You got to admit, Kachila, as always, as they always do in the comment section. Big up to every single one of them, and they're so on it. It's so true, though, and it's funny.
Yeah. I'm not doing that one. Yeah. I'm not here. I don't want to.
Oh, mate.
I don't want to alienate some section of the community, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. Yep, this one here. But big up, JC. I am signing off, Coach. Hope you all have a good day. Same to you, brother.
You too, mate.
Thank you so much. Oh God, please save me. These are all bad people.
Maybe
I'm sure I'm not going to see any of you in heaven. Let's read what we have here. Insider explains why Chelsea will keep two precious loan spots free until end of August. I haven't read that. I'm thinking the two precious loan spots will most likely be, I think Santos may stay. I think will most likely be for Caicedo and maybe Slonina. I'm not too sure. So let's start with Ty. Ty, those two spots, who do you think will get them?
Big up time.
Hello there. I think Amari Hutchinson.
You think? But go ahead, Ty. Go ahead.
I would say Solina is probably one of them. I think the whole basis around this is that after preseason starts, after some assessment is done with a proper assessment is done in training and whatever, the decision will be made in terms of who should be kept. It could also be Santos, but I don't think it'll be Santos. I think Santos may go to another club on loan, probably. I don't remember what league, but there was some links to. I think it's either Portuguese or French. I don't remember, but I think it may be Amari Hutchinson and probably if things don't follow the direction that probably the club would probably want. It could also be Solina, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's Caicedo.
Really?
Yeah.
What two players do you have in mind, Roger?
Mine's Hutchinson and Slolina. Those are the two logical ones. It would not.
Why do you pick those two to be to be the best?
A goalkeeper that's just turned 19, for him not to be playing week in, week out, does not benefit him at all. In fact, it holds his career back.
So why wait? If that's the case, why wait? Why not just send him out on loan?
Sir, I wish I knew. I don't know. I think he should have been loaned out already, unless he's going to be starting. Because when you're at that young of an age, you need experience in that particular position, undoubtedly. I don't think there's anyone that would argue that. And so for him to be even the second string doesn't benefit him at all. It holds him back, period. So he has to go out on loan. Or he's sold, one of the two. It's that simple, which I don't think is going to be sold. And I think out of Santos, Caicedo, or Hutchinson, I would assume, based on the lack of appearances, just the lack of visibility, I believe it's Hutchinson. I say Caicedo has been excellent for Italy. And Santos, I believe he's going to be definitely staying for us. I'd be surprised if he's loaned out. I really do. I think because of the lack of signings in midfield. Listen, you've got Enzo, Gallagher, Carney, Hall, Caicedo, Santos. Those are your midfield six right now, with the assumption Hutchinson goes out on loan. Without signing, the Brighton chap. So that's enough. That's enough players for midfield. It's possible Santos goes out alone. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he won't, but I'd be shocked if he does.
Yeah. DJ, what two players come to mind for you?
I probably would say, or I think it's been mentioned, probably Amari Hutchinson and the goalkeeper Slonina. I would have thought my two players. But then I'm not sure we're talking about this. This is under new FIFA rules, by the way, though. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is anything to do with the Prem. No, it's under. It says it's under.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it says under the new FIFA rules, clubs can only loan up to 7 players per year, and for fun, it's going to be one of them. But then it says, but the Evening Standard today says Kinsella notes that Chelsea are going to keep at least 2 slots free in case there are problems shifting big money superstars like Romelu Lukaku. And it says here that could mean that some young prospects have to wait until later in the summer before securing their loan moves away. Not necessarily a bad thing. Pochettino will like to. Obviously, it says here Pochettino will likely want some time seeing these players in pre-season and following the trim of the squad. There may be plenty of loan slots to go around anyway.
Yeah, because people like Hutchinson can still play in the development squad. Okay, that makes sense. I get it. Yeah. Because they have that safety net there where they can be in the under 21s or whatever you want to call it. It's called the development squad, right? So
and it can be called upon to play in the first team.
Yes, exactly. Like Lewis Hall, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but Lewis Hall is now a constant in the first team, right?
Yeah. Well, he's actually, if you go to the Chelsea official webpage, he's listed in the development squad and the actual full team. So obviously they're working on their webpage. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I
think those two players make sense. But there's a chance Slonina might well be Amari Hutchinson and one of Andrea Santos, like I said.
Yeah, I don't think Slonina signed for Chelsea to play week in, week out for the development squad. I don't think that benefits him at all with the level of players they have. No disrespect.
No, I understand your point.
I think he would be best suited to go and play either in the championship team or let's say like I'm trying to think like a Belgium league or Dutch league, Eredivisie. That's how it's pronounced in England, by the way. Don't give me grief for that. The British call it Eredivisie. So
I can't say that name. I usually say Dutch league.
Yeah. So, but he needs to go play. Even in the Turkish league, somewhere that he's getting quality time week against quality opposition. Period. Even play for Celtic or Rangers, whatever. Scottish league, even. Or Belgium, wherever. He needs to be playing in doesn't have to be the top 5 leagues, but he needs to be playing week in, week out, and playing in the the development squad, I don't think does him justice. He will not improve. He will probably regress.
Yeah. Right, thank you so much. Let's see what else we have in the chat. I got Lukaku and Football Manager paired him with Harry Maguire, kept 2 clean sheets. Oh, yeah, maybe we should try that at Chelsea. But Peter, nice to see you. He wants Inter at all costs, but the club is refusing to give to his valuation. Don't get it. Okay, don't get it with Syria or clubs at all. I don't get it too. I prefer Andy Carroll. At least that guy come to training instead of Lukaku. Wow. Carroll was a huge guy, wasn't he?
He was dominant in the air. Coach.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel about him, the guy could play aerially. He was a threat. Period.
And I think he stopped playing too early. I don't know if he's still playing. I don't know.
Coach, he was a victim of partying. He would go out, drink and smoke, whatever. He was just he wasn't professional. He never looked after his body. That's why he had injuries. But if he had looked after himself, he'd been a consummate professional. He would have had a wonderful career, I believe.
I am tempted to skip the next comment from the Bluetooth game, and I'm serious.
Let me see it.
What's he said now? What's he said this time? Come on, what's he put on there, Coachella? What's that?
I'm not going to tell you. You read it in your mind.
Oh man, I've got to see that. I'm so busy listening. I'll look at the comments now.
I am seriously to skip it.
Oh no, you got to read it, Coach. It's brilliant.
I'm not reading that. Not me.
Okay, I'll read it. Can I read it? It's bloody hysterical. Oh my Lord!
I don't like you, man.
That's hysterical.
This if you're watching,
is it?
YouTube channel. He shared the link to his channel.
You got to read, DJ.
Is this a beautiful games comment? I'm not going to say because I don't want to get in. Is it the one that says? I'm just going to start off by saying.
Anyway,
I'm gonna. Oh, is it that one? Oh,
yeah. So,
oh my God!
Right. Ty is getting to 1,000 subscribers. Let's let him get there. He's lots of great content there. Player profiles to help you understand.
Seriously, the comments
help you understand how good some of these players, young players, will sign. I'm not reading that one.
Sorry, Coach.
Be over here after one game. Yes, then I want to go to heaven, and none of you bad guys in the chat can drag me to hell. I'm not going to the opposite direction. Disrespecting Slonina goalkeeper. Come on, Roger. Roger is the chairman of the goalkeepers union. If anything, he's protecting him. Yeah. Breaking news: Caicedo puts in a transfer request. Are you sure? Where did you hear that? I haven't seen anything.
Booyah!
Booyah, indeed. Did he really?
That's awesome news. If that's true, hello, Mitchie, by the way. If that is indeed true, this puts tremendous pressure on Brighton, and this forces down the price, or at least negates it from increasing. This is very good news if that is indeed accurate.
I hope he did. He did.
It is true. Real. It's true. What Mitchie Boy's saying, it's true here.
Where did you see it?
Yeah, it was Daisy put on the Chelsea forum. Caicedo submitted an official transfer request to move to Chelsea FC. That was done 10 minutes ago. Do you want me to? I'll send it to you, Coachella. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Do you trust Chelsea forum? That's the question I usually ask. But go ahead, send it. We'll share it up here.
Let's have a look.
Roger, you get my point now. How do you? But there's a chance it has happened, but let's see what happens. I'm waiting. But go ahead. I'm for you.
I hope it's real. I hope it's authentic.
Yeah, because that's the only thing he has to do. He's been patient with them. They've been playing him. They don't want him.
Do you know what? You know, listen, I after this, listen, I'm not saying Cucurella is a bust, but they're really taking us to the cleaners. Let's use that term, shall we? Well, because
that's the much cleaner term to use.
Yeah, because they've taken advantage of us, I believe. We should never have paid 62 million. We should have stayed stayed steadfast to say 40, 45, that's it. Look, City weren't prepared to go over 40. We should have also done that. I think they saw and they took full advantage of this new burgeoning relationship with Chelsea. And I think now that they've seen, you know what, once bitten, twice shy, they're like, hey, maybe we can repeat that. And it behooves us not to. It really does. We need to be steadfast. But having said that, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I believe we signed Caicedo at whatever price. You know, nothing more than 100, 110 million. He needs to come to Chelsea for us to succeed. In my estimation, look, he could come here next season and he could be a flop. There's nothing guaranteed in life. But I believe if he lives up to his potential, I think Chelsea have a significantly increased percentage of us vying for top 4. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you, Michi, thank you for that update. Let's see what else we have here.
Thank you, Michi.
For finance loan to Union Berlin. Great for the lad. I hope he gets to play. More importantly, I want him to miss a deadline and get a huge fine. Probably won't care much, but let that happen. If it's true, this is a great news for Chelsea. Yeah, because Roger has told us how much of a difference it makes. Yes, Brighton put it in for him to get $100 million. Yeah, let's see. Look at what we have on the screen here. Enzo Fernandez having the chance to play in the Premier League is a dream. I think he's always wanted to come to the Premier League. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to Mauricio Pochettino yet, but obviously having an Argentine coach is going to be a plus. That will help me keep improving. I like that.
Yeah, that's significant, actually. And we probably take it for granted, but, you know, that builds the foundation of their relationship, that they can communicate well. There's a greater understanding of each other. There's significant advantages to that. That's an aspect we haven't really considered.
I do agree with you. And here's a follow-up comment with that particular comment you guys like to read. I'm not reading it.
DJ, did you see that?
What's that? Sorry? I was so busy looking on Twitter spaces. Sorry, what was that? What was that? What was the comment? What was that?
So, a follow-up. Knowing Lukaku, he'd miss it.
I'm not reading that. I don't want to alienate some section of the community, so we should be careful what we're typing in there. And I'm being honest, honestly. As funny as it is, it's a risk. The vibe! Big up to you, bro. Yeah. Chelsea need to buy Maguire. He's training 3 times a day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe we need to try to buy him. So I like this. It makes a huge difference. I think Enzo will feel at home. Communication will be much easier than usual. Let's see what else we have lined up here to get into it. And thank you for that suggestion. The vibe. I hope you're doing well, more importantly. Moises Caicedo, that's the breaking news. And DJ, thank you for sharing that with me. This is Moises Caicedo submitted an official transfer request to move to Chelsea. He's quoting, who is it quoting? He's quoting Hamada Chelsea.
I don't know how true that might be, Kachila, to be honest with you. I don't know who this person is, but is he well known? I don't know if he's a well known person. As I said, if that's the same one Mitchie Boy saw and it's the same one I've seen, I don't know how true that might be because I've never heard. I heard of the Chelsea forum, but I don't know about the guy who's there. He's got over 7,000 followers, I know, but I think it might just be a fan, maybe wanting. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see.
It will be reported by Sky and BBC, etc. soon if it's true, within the hour or so, probably. So that should give us some validity, you would think.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think maybe we're finding a way to sponsor a narrative that you could say get him to do that. Maybe you could say push him to do that. I don't know. But let's see. I think we'll find out as the day progresses. If it's done that, we will find out. Good Photoshop work here, actually. Put it on the new version, new jersey on him. Let's see. The vibe with Carvalho. Yeah, that's a good one too. And that's a mental first up. Nice to see you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We're 34 likes. Let's get it up high. Submitting a request to transfer lowers the fee, right? It does. How significant? I don't know. Coach, whatever you do mean, my comments are strictly football related. Get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah. But you knew exactly what you were doing when you commented that, and I'm glad I skipped it. Lukaku drops Benjamin's in each cheek over 20K a night and show. Why did I start reading that? Please don't do this to me. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. Big up, Coach. Big up to you, to Nemanja Fawole. Fake Keith, I am not particularly partially blinded. No, I'm not just like, I know, but honestly, I'd rather this kit with this color trimming there than the one we actually have. But that's just my opinion. Bali is a billionaire. He should get the same. Coach actually read it. Yeah, because I trust Constantine Dante. I'm not going to trust him again now. But I didn't read everything. But that's why we keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Yes, Pulisic will travel to Italy. I don't know if it's done. Okay, probably to do the medical. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Nothing more except messages. If you have any question, drop it in the chat so we can try and address it. Otherwise, I'm gonna run. We'll all go around, take a break. It's been a long show, 3 hours and 17 minutes. Pulisic, he's in Italy already. Oops, sorry, coach. Mine were in the gutter and you read it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's trust. But this particular shirt is sick. I like this one with the trimming of this color. The new one is also not bad. The new one, I think, I like it. There's a pattern again on that shirt actually, but it's subtle. The third kit, I don't like how pronounced the pattern on it is, and I have a bit of an issue with how you can say the badge and the Nike icon on the new one, the new little launch one. I'm not sure why it's like that. Maybe until I see up close, but kids do grow on fans. Let's see. We need experienced players to add to the core of our squad. I think we need that too. We don't need to just be signing the young players. We need to balance it out. That way we would do well. But that's by the way. I don't know if anybody on the panel have anything else to talk about, so we can call it a day.
I think that, remember last year's kit, the third kit, the golden, it's hard to explain, like the golden tan kit. I think we should have kept that as a third kit. I think it's one of the nicest kits I've ever seen, especially for a third kit. I mean, it's just a lovely color. It's so unique. And it's, am I wrong here or what?
No, I agree, mate. That was actually a nice.
Yeah, you're fine.
I think, I think sales would not have declined had we kept it as a third kit. I'm shocked that we haven't kept it. I think it's a classic look. It really is. It's a modern yet. It just, I don't know. It's one of the nicest kits I've ever seen. Actually, I think it should be our second kit, let alone third kit. I'm shocked we've dropped it. I really am.
Let's see what happens. Let's get this deal over the line. That will make me happy. I think he has to be the most important signing. He will become. I think he should be. I'm not sure what time to use again, but I think we'll sign him. Yeah, the shirt looks great. I love the gold. Yeah, the gold trim. Just not the white underarms. I think it still looks fine with the white underarms. I think my biggest complaint, the badge. I don't know what to make of it.
The tan on the back.
Yeah, that retro touch up maybe. What's happening with Ziyech Alba? No news yet. In the case of Ziyech, he's officially turned down the offer from Al Nassr, but we're hearing the Al Hilal, they're interested too, and may well come for him, but I don't know.
Is there any chance he stays, coach or DJ?
Who's
possibly.
That? Ziyech?
Yeah, possibly. But I think the club will push to sign him or to sell him, because if he stays, he probably ends up leaving as a free agent soon. I'm not sure how soon. How long does he still have on his contract? Go ahead, DJ, if you were saying something.
Yeah, no. I think I like you. I think I for one thing, I think he'll be gone. I think we've got until the end of this summer, this window until it happens, and I think he will go. My understanding is now there's another club now in Saudi Arabia that are looking at him now, so there is that possibility if he goes through the whole ring, the whole thing of his medical again. Something might happen with that one, and that other club still hasn't gone away. The original club that said he failed his medical, so there's still that hope that he may still go. I'm also hearing there's also been some talks from America, some clubs in America looking at him as well. So he looks like he has got suitors all around, but it's whether he makes that move, it's whether he wants to make that move to one of those clubs. Again, but I still think he'll be gone by the end of this window, though.
He still has about 2 years left on his contract, or just a little less than 2 years. So he may well end up staying. And I think, given the sort of life I think he lives, I think he probably would prefer going into MLS. But go ahead, DJ, if you were still talking. Apologies.
No, apologies. That was it. I think he will go, and as I said, I won't know what club it's going to be, but I think, as I said, it'll probably be till the end. You know, it always goes down. Like I said about this whole Vlahovic thing, it's probably going to go and take till the end of the window until he goes. And obviously when Vlahovic comes, so yeah, but yeah, I think he'll definitely go there.
Right, let's see. Tan Orange Black was really clean. I think he was. Jacob Huggins, coach, is exhausted from reading so many. Yeah, exactly. And I didn't read them. I noticed them. But if it can be disguised from people like you that I trust, and you and the beautiful game, but once I start reading it, I realize, this is not it. The reason why Rice is 100 million is because he's English and he's has commercial value. And it's a starring historian for the English squad, and he's a Premier League proven. If CFC are smart, they would say Caicedo fits none of those. And you think I'm sure probably. I'm not sure how. Let me not just say that. I think they're smart enough to bring up those points you just mentioned there. Let's see. Chelsea should get Declan Rice. Yeah, from Arsenal. So we should give it a shot. Yeah, Roger. They sold. They sold the cream gold ones out. I tried to get color, but all gone before. Yeah, he played yesterday. Caicedo has only been in the league for 1 year. He's not even Brazilian or Argentine. Okay, Rice won a European trophy. Caicedo hasn't won anything. What Brighton? What Brighton? Pure scam, you think? But let's see. Coach, please spend at least an hour repenting of your sinful behavior. You think? Okay, I know he will fill the hearts of saints who want to rip out their own eyeballs when he takes, what a picture there, when he takes to the pitch, but no excuses. I don't think he gets to play for us again, jokes aside. Blue Coat will prefer Caicedo to Chouameni. Caicedo helps them to get into a new market. So that's a smart contribution there in the chat. Roger, I don't know, you have anything to say before we call it a day?
No, I think we've covered a lot today again. It's been a privilege as always, gentlemen. Good show and some amazing comments today. Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I think good comic relief, you could call it that. Very good. Enjoyed it. It was some. I can't just read some of them, even though I think it's a good joke. Yeah. That's, by the way, he was in West Ham yesterday. Was he? I don't know. Caicedo or Chouameni? Caicedo, for me, he's played in the Premier League. You could say Chouameni will be an even bigger risk because we'll pay something close to how much we'd end up paying for Caicedo. Plus, he hasn't played in the Premier League, so it's a huge risk. But that's just my opinion. With that, we've come to the end of the show. I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to Roger. Thank you to Ty, who was here on the panel. Thank you to DJ, my bro. I appreciate you all. And the beautiful game. If you don't laugh, you will cry. It's as simple as that. Yeah, it's an enjoyable show overall. And the Maya Fowler, I see, nice to see you. Jakash, nice to see you. Who else do we have here? Constantine Dante. Big up to you. Much love. Mitchell Boy, much love to you. I see I've said hello to you, Jacob Huggins. All of you, and JC just joined back again. And if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. JC says, Coach, thank you. Have a good, nice day. You too, brother. Much love to you. It's been an excellent show. Thanks to all of you. I appreciate you all. See you guys during the evening show when Helgi and Fahim host the show. Much love to you all of you. See you during the evening show. God bless us all, and bye.
Up the Chelsea. Peace, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, gentlemen.